Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the metaverse,
Meow,
to all of you,
meow.
it's been 4 to 6 weeks. We've waited, and it's here. So it's a pleasure to be here with you both, co-hosts, and I think it's uh, it's it's time to ask the important questions. How are you today, Jess?
I am fantastic, man. I survived the heat wave, man, here in Amsterdam. It was 38 degrees day before yesterday, 38 Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you in the Western Hemisphere. But yeah, it's back cool now. It literally cooled down quite a
Cool.
bit. I
Well,
survived, man. I should get the
yeah,
T-shirt.
I'm glad you. I'm glad you survived, man. That's intense weather around the world. We got some records being broken, but Fancy, what's up with you, man? How are you feeling?
Yeah, much better now. The heat is gone. I was quite near some of those fires in England, so yeah, that was quite interesting.
Awesome. Glad you're good. If you're new here, welcome, and if you know of us, welcome back. We appreciate all the support. Like always, smash all those buttons. I know it's pretty early to say that, but just to get out the way. But today we have a special event. It's the first of its kind, and it's to commemorate uh, this long journey we've been on as Romans, but also just, I guess, investors of time and money in Star Atlas, and it's and everything they've been building and promoting. So uh, yeah, thanks for everyone for tagging along with us this whole time. And yeah, welcome to 4 to 6 live. So we can hop around here in a round table discussion. Before it starts, we know that in the Discord there's Santi playing and there's the DJ music playing as well. So if you didn't know, you can hop in there and wait, listen to some tunes. But what are your guys' thoughts on this memorable milestone of an event, first of its kind?
Well, I mean, me personally, I'm sitting back. I want to wait to see what they show up with. I think that going into Scream, it definitely has the potential to be historical. I've been waiting for any project to actually kick off the whole player run economy side of things. And so that to me is what's most exciting. So the closer we get to that, the happier I am.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I kind of like the mystery there is today about what's going to be there. Could be anything really, although we do know some of the things that are going to be approaching. But let's not give any spoilers away to people who haven't been keeping up, because they do have a lot of hype lined up for today.
Yeah, I was just about to say, why don't we jump into some things from the last major event of it was called Copa. It was the community led type of event that showcased all the guilds and what they were up to and what their structure was as far as their business and just the culture within. So there was, I think, 39 participants and 15 were selected, and we were given some alpha leaks, snapshots of what the website might look like, what the Stellaris top-down game play might look like. As far as, yeah, these are older photos. This one in particular. So I don't think anything necessarily is leaking that wasn't shown already from the Copa event. So uh, they brushed they brushed up on some of these things.
Yeah,
And
these are some of the things
yeah,
we saw last, and we're going to be able to see where they are at in relation to these. Particularly looking forward to any Scream Alpha, and I really want to see a Calico Hero in Unreal Engine 5.
That'd be pretty cool. And the gameplay part of it, just actually getting to a place now where we can apply some strategy. Now, hat tip to Star Atlas for making the ship stakeable, for giving us utility for these assets that we own back in December of last year. But now we actually get to use them more towards their intended purpose, which is actual gameplay. And so that's exciting.
yeah, I think Star Atlas is definitely trailblazing their own path into space. On a macro level, there's a lot of different genres that are being developed as far as games are concerned, and a lot of them did start out with just almost not doing anything as far as staking of assets. But that's what you typically saw in the beginning of any particular project you might have gotten into. So at the least that anyone could have done as far as on the development project building side was do that in this nascent Web3 NFT gaming space. So it kept kept us engaged. It kept us up to date, coming back to restake our ships to accumulate that atlas to then potentially reinvest if you have a long time horizon here with the Star Atlas. So yeah, I'm totally excited. I'm heavily invested, I'd say, in Star Atlas. It might be news to some, but the genre I enjoy, and the community is fantastic. And what we have here with Rome is something that I cherish. So I think it's to many more years, I guess, because the game isn't really going to be playable for a while as far as the Real Engine 5 part of it. But we'll be able to do a lot of things together as a guild coming down the pike very soon.
Yeah, I agree. And Jesse, you had some thoughts earlier about the naming and how it isn't very adapted to like the mainstream audience or people not in the know.
About 426?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good for the community side of things. For example, you know, for those that know, you know, which is kind of what it's being played off of. But I'm still really looking forward to all of the Star Atlas community making things more accessible so that the community can grow. So one of the things we hope to do here with the content that we create is introduce a lot more people to it. So if there's things that we share along the way that you guys have already heard because you're up on the project, just understand that we're doing that for the benefit of exposing new people to Star Atlas as well, so that we can grow along with the community as a whole.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be something we see more of, these type of events. They enjoyed it in Copa. Like everyone in the chat was spamming all the like dance gifs a lot of the time, and I'm sure we'll see some of that today.
Yeah.
One thing I am looking forward to is that they have the chat on the side of the stream, so you can see like all of the things that people are typing live and the different GIFs and emojis and all the different clan tags as well. It's really interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd see this.
Yeah, I think it's remarkable how there's certain trendsetters in the Star Atlas community, certain things that aren't picked up on until after the fact by the other guild members, and one of them being is just simple, tags in the name in the official Star Atlas Discord. There was a lot of iterations, but up until just recent, where everyone started kind of doing the same thing, and it's it's the next step into what I guess is necessary for the optics of the organization of any guild. These things do go a long way, and wherever you can optimize however you can optimize in that way for people who are new coming into the space, it just shows that there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of planning that's behind all this. This is just not everyone's making separate accounts, double accounts, triple accounts, and putting the same default picture on it. So it's great to see.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Raw Mega, about asking us to jump in the main stage area to represent. I totally was spacing that out since we're covering it here, but yeah, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I agree. And Santi has started speaking in the chat, so we're gonna jump back in to have some more commentary while they're playing music, so we don't get copyright striked. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in a bit.
Yep, enjoy.
Community experts panel, and we have some really interesting guests today. We have Lucius, Director of Diplomacy for Chimera, Bomber, leader of Skull and Bones, Signal, Council member from Dark Matter, and Funcracker, co-founder of Afia Industries. I want to quickly check that everybody's here. Let's go one by one. Lucius, are you here with me? If you can't speak, we gave you the permissions. Just drop off the main stage and join again. That's all you need. You will be ready to speak after you do that. I see he left. Okay, Lucius, you should be ready now.
Yeah, that works. Thank you very much, Santi.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for having me, Star Atlas team, and hello community. Hola Hispanos. Yeah, excited, man. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Let's go. So, Funcracker, are you here?
I am here, mate. Thanks for the invite, and yeah, super excited for today.
Awesome. Bomber?
Yo ho, we're here.
Let's go. Let's go. And
A
Signal.
pirate.
The pirate, be careful. And Signal as well. Signal.
4 to 6 is coming, and darkness is waiting.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. So I think we can start with there's a lot of speculation on what is being dropped today, but one of the things that we kind of have received some hints about is the Galactic Marketplace. So, Cracker, what can you tell us about the new Galactic Marketplace?
It will be awesome. No, I mean, we saw a sneak peek, of course, during Copa, and the new marketplace is a complete overhaul of the old one. Technically, Serum Dex, which was, of course, the foundation for the old one, has been replaced by a blockchain program developed fully in-house, which is important as some of the major headaches with the old one were directly related to the use of Serum Dex. And to give you two examples, claiming or settling a trade, which was, I'm pretty sure the amount of support tickets we got from that no doubt rivals any other single topic during the past year. And the new marketplace gets finally rid of that. So if you buy something, you will have it. No more claiming, settling. That's just no longer a thing, which is really a major improvement in my eyes. And another aspect, of course, that confused many people of the order book. I also don't know how often I saw support requests from people who, in hindsight, tried to acquire one of the buy orders instead of the sell orders. Because, yeah, they clicked on the lowest price that was visible, right? I mean, not everybody understands or order books that well. Even if you're in crypto, it does not comment on every chain. So the new marketplace does away with that as well, which means, yeah, there is literally nothing left of the old marketplace. It's a full overhaul, giant leap forward in my opinion. And also good to mention is that visually it's completely overhauled. It looks more akin to an auction house that people might be familiar with from other MMO games, which should be more interesting and more easy to understand for gamers as well. So yeah, cool stuff. Did I forget anything, folks?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing, not only because of the very accurate description that you gave us, but also it will be the first, or it will have or add an extra layer of a complexity to what players will be able to do when it comes to transactions and things that platforms that they will use to interact. I'm very excited on also the gaming aspect of it all, how it will benefit guilds that are more financially oriented versus those that are more into gaming and exploring those verticals, how they will adjust, because uh, we all know that there are different scenarios in which one path or the other will be beneficial. So I think that interaction and that identity that each and every one of us will bring to the marketplace, how it will be used, what tools will guilds bring into the marketplace external, and with the help of the Star Atlas team to enhance the experience. I'm very excited about that as well. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I really do think that as essentially the front page for Star Atlas, shifting from more of a market to more of a game setting will be massive to onboard new players. And just sort of an ease of use, just more accessibility and convenience will certainly assist in those players that are essentially on the fringe. So I'm all for this.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome experience. I'm pretty sure of it. So, and of course, there's more features as well, right? I just went over them. What I think are the most important aspect, but there's a whole slew of additional features that are completely new and will really empower people to just make optimal use of it. Really looking forward to it.
Also, I'm hope the Star Atlas team is ready, because I'm sure there are some really proficient, people out there that are already making plans to take advantage of, things here and there, in and out of, the in-game law system, pirates versus lawful guilds. So again, as a gaming head, as a nerd, when it comes to that, I'm really excited when it comes to those interactions. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming when it comes to that and how we will be able to interact with it. So stoked for it.
Cool. I think we can
Santi?
jump to the next topic.
All right, awesome. So Santi was having a little mic issues. I think he needed to fix those, and he'll be right back on stage. But so
Oh. We love hearing your voice as well, Ash.
I'm sorry.
The better host.
We love hearing your voice as well. It's fine.
Oh, thank you. It's always fun to hop up here with you guys. I always enjoy being involved in the conversation. So, but I was really enjoying listening to your thoughts and everything on the marketplace. So, I think it would be interesting to hear what you guys feel about the new repricing of the ships Atlas USDC pairing in the new marketplace. Do you guys have any thoughts or opinions on that?
Ooh, touchy one, right? A hardball. Just
Signal, you're up. That's your cue.
I know, right? let me get some cover because there's
Yeah, I was
showing
giving
income.
you guys a chance to potentially like, hey, maybe we won't toss this to Signal. So, hey everybody, really glad to be with everyone here today. I love my Star Atlas family. I'm really gonna miss, $6,000 balance. I mean, who wouldn't miss a deal like that? I think it was an incredible era for us, not only being pre 426, but also this era where you had all of these crazy low valuations in crypto, but you had such a strong community here, and in many ways, while everything around us was fire and ashes, we were still dancing in the flames and celebrating and buying cheap ships. So, in one way, it's the end of an era. In another way, it's the beginning of a new one. Definitely going to miss low-priced ships and ballads, but one thing I do think is going to be cool about the repricing is in a world where you can buy a ballad for say $6,000, there's almost no reason to buy a bomber for 11,000 or to buy like a classic Guardian for someone trying to sell it for 16. Getting everything repegged back to their original tiers, kind of isolated from the trading value of Atlas at the given moment, give you a lot more fair comparisons. I mean, I was as guilty as anybody back in the day of going, oh, well, why would I buy that when I could buy 3 ballads for it? And that apples to oranges comparison is going to go away now. It's going to be a lot more about what kinds of ships you actually want to own. What do you really want to fly? Not just what is the greatest economic benefit relative to another ship. So I'm interested in seeing the debate shift from price to, fundamentals of what a ship can do and what kind of gameplay people are looking for.
Yeah, completely
Also,
second that, man.
Awesome.
Ballad.
Yeah. No, I
I
think
take
it's
it,
a
is that
super
one of your favorite
accurate.
ships?
It was.
Well,
It was.
I mean, if Oosters could transform, he would transform into one.
Go for it,
I think
Funcracker.
also-
What were you?
No, I just wanted to say that I think it's a super accurate thought process there that I completely agree with. I mean, in the past or currently at this point in time, indeed, everything is price dictated, right? I mean, score you earn based on VWAP. So the bigger the discount, the bigger your reward is going to be. If all the ships are just being realigned to the same USD Atlas base price, then indeed it's going to be much more also about utility, future utility, instead of just price, which is something I look forward to as well.
I think it's a big shift from investor state of mind back to game state of mind, largely.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right, so Bomber, I gotta ask, do you have any comments on the mass sale of recent ships? What do you think will happen what do you think will happen in the market after ship repricing?
I think Gal 1 ships will be worth a hell of a lot more since the repricing of the ships is only for the Atlas side from dev sales and unsold tranches. So the majority of ships from Gal 1, if not all, have 0 tranche left. I foresee, since they will then be the new deal on the market, that those will get bought up and essentially bring Gal 1 ships to a much higher price. And then people will essentially be buying these ships back that have been readjusted at base VWAP. And I think we'll actually see a nice curve up after that.
What do you guys feel on that? Do you feel similar, or do you have different viewpoints?
I think it's super interesting what's going to happen, and there are so many different scenarios possible. I mean, the first thing I would say is that since Atlas has been pushed up since this announcement, of course, it also means that the repricing will actually be done to a higher value of Atlas than would have been the case if the repricing would not occur. Which, in my mind, I would not be surprised then if Atlas would go down right away, and additionally go down because people bought their ships this week, won't buy any ships for the coming few days potentially, which could, combined mean that some form of interesting discount might actually return sooner rather than later. But again, this is just one scenario, and there are so many different possibilities. I think everybody is going to keep a sharp eye on what's going to happen over the next few days. I'm super curious myself.
I don't foresee X5s staying at $50 when Unabombers get repriced to 30.
No, I agree. Right, at least there will be a different balance here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I definitely feel like you guys. I'm sorry. I definitely feel like you guys front loaded a heck of a lot of activity on the buy side, especially buying things at origination prices in Atlas. I definitely foresee a future where 80% of the market is going to persist in secondary sales. And I think it's going to be a while before we see people reaching up for full VWAP on large ships for a while now. And I think the secondary market's going to become the market for quite some time after this.
Agreed, and we're essentially already there for GAL 1, so GAL 2 will catch up.
I also think that this is an area of opportunity for us all as leaders of our communities to be able to provide, quote unquote guidance on the best path that all of our members can follow when it comes to that. Like Bomber just explained a very good way in order to actually make good use of what's happening when it comes to the market and the repricing. And I also would highly suggest folks that have doubts when it comes to how this news might impact or where to get the information from, to always refer to what the Atlas team has been doing. I do know that this possibility was mentioned a while ago, and I kind of always keep track on those scenarios so it doesn't catch me off guard. So stay informed, reach out to your leadership. I know great people like Bomber and the guys that are on the channel that are always on top of things. So information is out there. I think the best prepared will thrive under any circumstance, including market fluctuations. It caught me by surprise. I was totally not expecting it, but I also see opportunity where others see struggle. So I'm ready for it and adjusting accordingly.
Well said.
Guys, I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
We can.
I can hear you. You
I
sound
know,
great.
we can.
I was told I sounded like a robot. I tried to change the settings. I lost everything, literally.
We know you're Ooster. That's why.
That's what it is.
So yeah, now I'm back. Now I'm back, guys. So thank you, Ash. Thank you so much for covering me. Sorry to put you on the spot real quick. Thank you so
All
much.
good.
Thank you, Ash.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So guys, I know that
send her 10,000 Atlas for that.
Yeah, she got it. She got it. I'm sending her a ballot.
Let's go.
I will take that. No.
In that case, I'm available as a guest host if you ever need one in a pinch.
So yeah, guys, I know that you have a few topics. I know that Funkcracker also wanted to suggest a new topic. So I'll let you go for it, Funkcracker, on this one.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, the marketplace was, suggested pretty heavily, as in I would be surprised if the marketplace would now suddenly not be introduced today. But the question, of course, remains what else is going to be introduced today? And I'm pretty curious to hear, let's say, Lucius, what do you think about Polis staking? Is that something we might see today, or?
Yeah, well, I think, man, that's a tough one. I would be excited for it. We know that there are different verticals when it comes to Polis. I know within gaming, as me being one very much focused on that. It's something that I'm very much interested in. Hopefully, it's something that will be, if not introduced fully when it comes to staking, and it's further details when it comes to the impacting game. It will be something that will be mentioned somehow. I'm very curious on how the details will be ironed out. You know, the mechanism to isolate voting weight for real world policy issues, and you know, how factions will interact with each other when it comes to police and the power of decision in the game. So hopefully it will be something that will be thrown out there for us to take a look at. I know that many are interested in this aspect of it also. Hopefully we will see it, of course.
Yeah, I'm curious. So what do you guys expect from the policy staking and any potential governance proposals in the future afterwards?
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how much vote escrow we receive for each time lock and how much each polis will be worth for our votes.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, there'll certainly be a proposal. What do we? What's the first one going to be? I still want Santi's Zest wrap, so that's going to be my first proposal.
Please do that, please.
No.
I beg you.
Why
I'm
do I
begging
That
always
was for
you.
end up
you, Ronan.
here,
That
man?
was for you. Shout out to Ronan.
Please, I beg you. I want that so bad.
Oh man, I always end up in this spot. Like I can't avoid it. I think I will do it. I think I will do it. So when
just have
when
Oh
to
the
my
hold it.
policy,
gosh.
when the DAO is launched, we can do the voting for Santi to sing. That's a good thing we can do.
That should be the real concert coming up next.
You'll be
No.
immortalized in the
Yes.
DAO forever, Santi. Forever
You
in the
got
existence of Star Atlas.
you got my vote on that too. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
there we
guys.
go, Santi. We're
No,
already getting votes,
no,
eh?
no.
Santi,
Let,
No.
let,
Santi, we're getting
let's
votes,
get back to
Santi.
let's get back to
Yeah,
the
The
on,
DAO
conversation,
has
guys.
on a
No, no,
real
no, no, no,
note,
no.
yeah, on a real note, the first proposals I think will have to do along the lines of attacking your own alliance or possibly the ship sales being in just Atlas.
Yeah, that was one suggested by Michael, right? As the potential first DAO vote he would see coming. I did get the impression recently that Michael had now potentially different thoughts on that topic, but I can absolutely foresee that hitting the DAO proposals. Yeah.
Also, another thing that just popped into my head is that the introduction of polis will also have a deep impact when it comes to factions. Remember that a player will be able to vote on faction level issues or problems with a specific faction if they're only a member of that said faction. There's going to be a mechanism in which you will be able to loan polis to another member from a different faction, but all of this adds a very cool level of complexity, especially on the diplomatic side of things, which obviously is my jam that I'm very looking forward to. So I know that for a fact that when I read the project and what was proposing at the beginning, that's one of the reasons that I chose the faction that I wanted to be part of. Also because they're the best. Thank you, and Ustur for the win. But I think that's going to be very interesting, and that's going to make a lot of people rethink their alliances and how they will interact with other factions out there. So that's very cool.
I also want to give a shout out for a proposal that Jan, a member of the community, suggested where the actual DAO would purchase some of the base level ships, such as an air bike, and use them and provide them for players as a base for free. So I think that is also certainly an interesting option.
Agreed. I think it is prudent to mention in this discussion, though, that I personally I'm not expecting, of course, the governance module to launch anytime today or soon after. There's always mentioned that policy taking would come first and governance after, just to set expectations for when the event kicks off in half an hour.
Yeah, certainly. We definitely go off the deep end for theory crafting here.
I was
Yeah,
under the impression that the first vote is going to happen during the event and that Santi's going to poll the audience.
I want to ask you guys a question. Like, what are you excited to potentially see today? What are you excited about?
Off new
The
marketplace, man. I can't stare at the ships any more than I am now.
Give my polis something to do, Santi.
I'm
So
actually
Scream to me. Scream is what I saw last time was mind blowing, and you guys did a great job showcasing that. So, wow, give me more.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to potentially something that was not announced and might be a surprise, like I don't know, let's say a trailer or a new announcement of some media initiative, or perhaps some more visuals on one of those, or anything that is not readily in a 4 to 6 schedule. But yeah, let's see.
Awesome, awesome. So I would like to ask you guys for some extra comments for closing, if you have any. Just go for it. This is the moment.
Just like to say that every single person in Star Atlas, it's very, very, very important that you own polis. This is not financial advice. This is political advice. Your vote counts.
Awesome.
Yeah, listen to the Polis Palpatine, people. Just
The politician here.
No,
Funker,
looking forward to the event, and shout out to this one specific guild that has its anniversary this week.
Yay!
yeah, thank you to everyone who hosts this, and certainly a shout out to Kriggs, who originally organized the sort of interviews. So shout out to him, shout out to Santi and Ash for stepping in. Appreciate all you do, and we are fucking amped for today.
Let's go. Let's
Shout
go.
out to the hologram.
Shout out to the hologram.
Stratless TV as well, and Metaverse Nomads as well. So now that there's a lot of people here, I want to be clear that we'll be live streaming the presentations that are going to be happening, just like it happened during Copa. But if for some reason they are full and you can't make it, there are streams going on different platforms like Twitch and YouTube from Metaverse Nomads and Stratless TV. We'll be posting those links in the announcements chat that you see right above the main stage, so nobody misses the presentations. So I just want to be clear about that. Don't worry if you don't manage to make it to the live streams. We'll try to get as many people as possible to live stream everything. But if you don't make it, don't worry. There will be other places to see it while you can actually listen to it live as well. So now, I think we can close this, guys. Awesome. I love the discussion. I love everything, and I'm super excited for what's coming. But we have a DJ set now from Ape Rave Club, and they are at Tomorrowland right now. So it's a DJ set live from Tomorrowland, and that is awesome. So just enjoy, guys. Enjoy, and we'll see you in half an hour to start the event officially. See you guys.
Hey guys, we're back. I'm not sure if Ray and Jesse are here. Yeah. Thought I was here by myself then.
All by myself.
So yeah, there's a lot of hype.
There is indeed, man.
In there.
So question for that they asked in their live. What are your thoughts? Like, what are you most excited about?
So Scream seems like the closest opportunity for like traditional gamers to be able to like see a game and actually consider like joining it on the Star Atlas side. The UE5 showroom, everything is going to be like further away, and that's the intention. It's all modular, and yeah, I'm looking for whatever we get first, really. A lot of complaints. Well, I have heard complaints in the past about like Marketplace coming first, but if you're creating an NFT game, you need to get the NFTs out there before you can have the game. So
the Marketplace has to be in place anyway, especially if we're now in a position to be able to craft goods, and that raises the question: is that so? Will we be using the Marketplace the same way to sell the 4Rs and the other things that you can acquire resource-wise within Scream.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, then we absolutely need a smoothly honed marketplace for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if single-sided staking for Atlas is coming with it, like promised a while ago. I think they were supposed to come at the same time, so there could be like multiple things that dropped on us today.
Yeah.
And I remember them saying there's going to be something unreal, in their own words, in the Atlas Brew afterwards, so make sure everyone head to that.
Cool.
Hey, Ray.
You're muted, brother.
Hey guys. Yeah, I was just I was on a GIF rampage, but yeah, I think we're gonna probably see more than what we were told or expected to see. Maybe some things for the brew to make sure that's still, a relevant part of today's event. Yep.
What I think would be kind of cool to do in anticipation of what's about to be shared is you shared some screenshots earlier, some of the things that were dropped during Copa. And that, those were some screenshots of early alpha of what gameplay could look like this stuff right here. So what we're looking at here is, as we've talked about before, we've got up at the top of the screen, hangar is selected as where you also have inventory and crafting available. But with the hangar, we don't yet know how large the initial hangar is going to be or how many ships it will accommodate. We do know that it will be upgradable, I believe, through loyalty points, but also immediately through Atlas purchase, I believe is how that will work. And then, of course, all of the Atlas used to purchase or to upgrade your hangar goes to the DAO treasury. But yeah, I'm really curious to find out, what does that scaling process look like? For those of us that have some sizable ships, how long before we can put them in action? I think everyone's going to be starting out with just like the basics, and then you're going to have to scale up over time. There's going to be some graduated process, but is it a month out? For you to drop your tree arrow in there, Ray, are you looking like, is it going to be a month of effort? Is it going to be, before you can get that big ass hangar? Not that thing should even go in a hangar, right?
It should be its own entity completely, as it is the anomaly class. But yeah, if that wasn't known, Rome has a tree arrow. So breaking some alpha breaking news here for the Roman Guild, yeah, that's the least of what we have. But again, I think there's going to be a lot of experience that's going to be needing to be acquired, and that's going to be through ship missions and just overall crafting and module creating. I think there might be a separate experience bar just for crafting modules, right? So if you want to be doing X with whatever faction of ships or company or brand of ships or however you want to call it, it's gonna be a road to becoming better through active, thoughtful playing. And then the battle side of things is going to be more skillful, thought out. But it's all going to be a thought out process that requires a lot of your attention and time and planning with your guildmates. Maybe not so much in the beginning, because we're all going to be as individuals, as Romans were always as a guild. Individual investors, gamers at heart first, investors second, and then that's what we like to do. We like to embrace the individuality of all Romans, because in this day and age, there's a lot of conformity, and so we try to balance that here, and we have a good mix of that. So I'm going a little off tangent, but I think there's going to be a lot of experience acquiring to do before I can maybe get a tree arrow just hanging up on a hanger and ready to do some things. So.
Yeah, it's nice to have some pressure on Atlas rather than just the R4s, which I assume most people just stocked up on with a lot very early. I've only gone back and bought a couple times. So I like to get a few months at a time.
And I totally agree. And just a thought on the last question that was asked with the tree arrow. I can imagine now people buying the biggest ships that they wanted with the amount of money that they had just for return purposes at the time, and then not considering all of the work you have to do with smaller ships to then build up to being able to use your ship that you bought. That's much bigger. So again, we don't know exactly how any of this is going to work per se, but I can imagine, if I don't know, like how often are you going to be, or at all, to use your ship if it requires you to grow in a way from activity to gain experience to then unlock a larger ship for the hangar.
And I love the idea too that you could be the person, you could become the galactic chef. And let's just say that you just want to scale up and become super efficient at making meals, and who knows, maybe that becomes not only a productive path, but one that's lucrative because you were one of the first to really dial that in, whatever it looks like, because we know it's a resource that everyone needs. So I think it's cool that you could actually choose that as a path to kind of stake your claim in the Star Atlas metaverse.
Yeah, I agree. Apart from everyone needing it, I doubt Oosters will need chef's meals.
Need an oil change.
Oil change.
Batteries.
Toolkits. But yeah,
things in the universe.
Get your gears here. So, but yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of different types of professions outside of the ones that are already available in this official Star Atlas Discord, and the community is going to have to get creative. So we saw the janitors union get formed a while back. It died down a little bit as far as activity, but Santi called them out yesterday, saying that we need them back because it's just as important to have people cleaning up everything than there is for people consuming and throwing things out. So I don't know how realistic this is going to be in the metaverse of Star Atlas, but if cleaning is something that's going to be required, then we got our hands full, guys, because that tree area is really big.
Yeah, it's there's so many different things about kickstarting an economy that are going to be interesting, and especially any MMO, even just gameplay, because the thing that is going to make it better over time is the stress test that takes place where everyone is jockeying to find paths, to find loopholes, to find hacks and cheats and ways to be able to do their best. And that is actually a part of gameplay. Just like the conversation we were having this past weekend, where everyone's wondering, like, what is going to be the model for combating bots? And the truth is that you don't want to combat all bots. You just want to figure out a way to minimize the value to a person that is doing it, that is disruptive to gameplay and disruptive to Star Atlas as a whole. But if we're talking about a future where robotics exists, then we're going to be looking for ways to optimize our processes. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this unfolds.
Yeah, I think exploits are nothing to ignore, but it's something you can't stop completely. So bots are just a part of that, and it's unfortunate, but there's good bots and bad bots, just like the white hat hackers, and the rest of them. So I think there's already a guild, like I mentioned in maybe a past episode, who are going to be focusing, or more so focusing on any bots and keeping track of patterns. Forget the name now, but that's definitely going to be a profession in this metaverse of Star Atlas to earn.
Indeed.
Yeah, I agree. And we keep on talking about the tree arrow, but there is the picture of the Thimble Super Phoenix that we got a while ago. And you can see the tree arrow in comparison next to it and all the grenades. There's a lot to come. And we may be dealing with these like bots and exploit questions a lot sooner than we initially thought.
Yeah, I think the types of conversations around what isn't working and what might be falling apart as far as what wasn't expected. Hopefully, all the angles are covered as far as the experience of the Star Atlas team to have levers to pull for any types of situations that come along, whether it be economic or just gameplay development. I have the confidence in the team myself, and as well as I can probably speak for us here, that they're going to cover their bases the best they can. And it's up to us to also to help contribute with eyes in the back of our heads.
So we are going to go back to them in around 18 minutes. They're having some problems with the music. It's quite laggy. So all of you who are here with us, yeah, we're having a great time here. Not as much dancing, though.
Hey, Fancy, you could always throw on that club-ish type music in the background while we have these intermissions. Maybe some subliminal. I personally enjoy it. Was that the one, or was there a more up? Was there a more upbeat one?
There's quite a few.
Okay. But yeah, until we get back, I think any community thoughts and comments or concerns? There we go, Jess. the whole Oni faction out full force. I'd say that's me in the hoodie, but I got some breakdance moves in the bag somewhere. But let us know, community, either members of Rome or anyone watching. What are your thoughts? If you don't know what's going on, definitely join the guild, ask questions at gorome.io. You can check out a lot of our information there as far as what our guild is and what it consists of. Definitely like, subscribe, support the content creators in Web3. They are very far and in between. When it comes to quality, I'd say we're not doing so bad ourselves, but hey, it's all up to the public opinion.
Yeah,
So,
and there's a lot of them out there when we're all like doing the same content because we're all going off the same material, and it's interesting to see all of like different styles. Metaverse Explorer always has really great videos that are a lot shorter than ours, and yeah, a lot of good names out there representing Star Atlas.
yeah, Atlas Theory is another one that comes off the top. There's a couple of smaller ones from different guilds, and they're starting their own content channels up, so definitely worth supporting where you can if you're only on Twitter and or Discord. Yeah, just you know what to smash. I'm not talking about your wives or girlfriends. We're talking about the button.
You know, one of the things that is going to change up a bit here now that we actually have some strategic gameplay is the fact that we'll have stuff that we're reporting on and having conversations about that aren't just theory crafting. We've literally been theory crafting for the past year. In fact, this Sunday is episode 52. So that's literally 52 weeks straight of content around the metaverse, of which most of it's been focused on Star Atlas. So it's nice
we're not
now
even
to be able to
counting
talk
the Miranda's
about-
ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's another 7 or so,
So
6 or 7.
58, I believe,
Yeah.
total.
So it's nice now to be able to have some stuff where we'll be able to say, hey, here's what happened this week.
Yeah, and our guild are always looking for ways to play together and compete. There's not many options where we can all agree on because, to be honest, like when we all come for one game, it gets a bit hard to like bring people to other ones where it's maybe not the same genre or
Right.
perhaps it has like its own entrance fee. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all this.
Likewise. And you know, shout out to Afia. They had their 1-year anniversary, and we did as well. Like we've been at this for I guess over a year already. We're not keeping tabs or announcing it in the same way, but yeah, it's been a long trek since before we became Rome for Star Atlas. So we were in that Gala Games ecosystem with Mirandus, their flagship game. Some little backstory on how we widened our horizons to Web3 and NFT gaming in general. So we do talk about other games on our show. We do our best because there's a lot of games out there. The ones we're individually invested and interested in on talking about, but then others that we're not invested in, but are definitely ones to keep your eye out on because they're trendsetters and trailblazing and being as innovative as they can be. So, you know, more power to everyone. Definitely support those projects, support your content creators. I think that's a topic of conversation we should have a little segment on maybe later because it's a crucial element to just anything growing. You know, again, we're not putting flyers under doors here. That's not the way.
I keep forgetting who's the game that we keep checking in with, the one that keeps doing the stress tests on the servers with all the people. 4,500.
Oh, that's Improbable, the company working with Other Side.
Yeah, that to me is probably like one of the things that I've seen lately that gets me excited because it's a push forward for the industry as a whole. The fact that we continue to see, I don't really care who does it. It's just the fact that I keep seeing things like that level up what is possible.
Yep,
it's pretty cool.
And shout out to Coexist, definitely putting on the pressure. And if there's no pressure, then that's fine. But I see it as that, where there's people who are stepping forward in the community or actual companies showing us who didn't know any better or didn't have the imagination or the experience to see what and where we can be at already. right? So what's to say Star Atlas can't do what Improbable was or was already doing? Like, what are the limiting factors here? That's why the transparency and the communication is key, because you have community members who will support you no matter where you're at in any process of development as far as the stage. And I can't speak for everyone, but as long as there's a clear vision that makes sense on the finances and the idea and the team and everything is continuing, then there's always hope. And not to just work off of hopium, because we need things that are measurable. So it needs to be that balance. But seeing things is just the best in this space, particularly as far as development.
Yeah, I agree.
Any interesting ideas or concerns or thoughts from our community, you're more than welcome to share. You can maybe have talking points there if you have anything that you want to talk about, get off your shoulders.
Yeah, we was talking about this a bit in Guild Chat. Kana, Coexist Showroom really sets a high bar, and yeah, Star Atlas going to be coming out the gate competing with their own community, so that's quite funny.
Do we have that clip? Because, you know, we could probably just look it up on Twitter. But either way, again, the point still stands. Star Atlas, if Coexist has this demo on Unreal Engine 5, which they previously started building on Unreal Engine 4, I don't know what that process is. They might have had to start over. I'm not that tech savvy as far as the engine is concerned. But yeah, if we're going to have a great time and it's going to continue to be built out on the Coexist side of the demo, then I could only imagine what Star Atlas is going to look like. Yeah, I think it should be better.
So we have a question here. What ships are you guys looking forward at for Scream? Like, what would be the most important ones? So in Scream, the gameplay is going to be quite simplistic, I reckon. But all of the ships, I reckon, will have their utility at first on like the game in Unreal Engine, where you need, for example, the data runner needs SpaceX to like go out and explore. The fighters will be able to like fight in a small place. Racers can race in a small place. But yeah, in Scream, it'll be a lot more accessible to all the ships, I reckon. So I'm looking forward to. I've been saying this for a while. Calico ATS. That's just such a cool ship.
Yeah, I think the support ships, they weren't on my radar as much as before because they came out periodically, not all at once. So, you know, I'm talking about like the R8, the R6, the MedTech, and the evac. So I think those are just crucial for any fleet to have in your toolbox of ships. But that, again, I as an individual within Rome, but also thinking of Rome as our guild, I went for the diversification route as far as freighting. You know, anything medical or tech evac related, and then scanning as well. So I kind of wanted to cover all those, the whole spectrum of things, and I'll say I did pretty well in that area up until just the repricing. So I look forward to that. But yeah, I think my favorite ships are going to be ones that help support me with whatever I'm doing with and for Rome.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of choice as well. It's all about like personal finance so far. There hasn't been much opportunity for skill, so yeah, that'll be exciting when do have more options.
Yeah.
So here is the. Let me get this picture off the screen. It's the schedule for today. So we're in the middle of the live DJ set right now, and the keynote kickoff is going to be in 8 minutes. Then a product launch 5 minutes later than that, and 45 minutes after that, their conclusion. So it's going to be interesting to see, because they said it's jam-packed with alpha.
Yeah, this is definitely the pre-game. Everyone's pre-gaming here in the Roman live stream before the party starts. And
this was another tweet about like everything that's happening today. So all the different stages and the brew, the press room, and the dance hall, which I guess we're in now. But yeah, I like the style of art, even though it doesn't have much content to it right now. Like I can imagine like playing a game with these sorts of look to it.
Yeah, I think the showroom, like this is a map of sorts, right? And then this would be great if this is what we see.
Yeah, I guess it's like the virtual venue.
But it would be awesome if this is an actual showroom building or a part of something more than just because it looks like a map. It's an obvious entrance. You come in and you get to enjoy yourself, and you have to move to different areas of it. So I don't know, speculation.
Yeah, and there was a free T-shirt you can claim by going to this and registering, I believe in. So yeah, it doesn't cost anything, but you have to give your details so they'll know where to send the Star Atlas T-shirt if you do win. And,
At 1 p.m. is the cutoff time, so or is it between 1 and 2 p.m.? Yep, date and time, July 21st, today, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So
yeah,
fill it out.
a bit of time.
Check it.
Cool. Yeah, and they'll be coming back soon, I reckon. How do you guys compare this to Copa so far?
Well, we could hear, and there wasn't lag, and the audio was decent, so that was a plus.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade since last. Personally, I still think on the content front, which is a topic I said we can maybe touch on in a different segment of the show, maybe afterwards, expanding the different social media platforms and how it's being distributed as far as content is just what needs to be focused on, especially now with all these new releases and developments taking place. So, but yeah, overall improvement. Thanks, guys.
I quite like how they're doing the music as their preparation time. Last time there was a bit of technical difficulties, and yeah, it feels a bit smoother than just being able to continuously play music if they need to, rather than starting and having to go back and restart due to technical problems.
Right. I can imagine the pressure as well. Being content creators ourselves, you go through this growth curve in many ways. And so as far as the team and everything being set up, there's multiple hands in the cookie jar doing this. If not, then maybe one. We don't know what happens on the back end. But plan A and B and C all need to be there. So it's looking like plan B and C have been touched on when it comes to what you were talking about, Fancy Hat.
Yeah. So I wonder what they're going to talk about first. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to any gameplay they can show. Last time it was quite interesting, everything they brought out. It was a lot longer though, so I'm glad this is a shorter stream.
Yeah. Something that came to mind was before the repricing, did any of you guys buy any particular ships? Did anyone in Rome and anyone watching, if you want to chime in, you can throw out any ships that you purchased before the prices went back up?
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation about whether it was a good opportunity to buy or not, when the ships were just returned to the price they went to beforehand. Because if you're just repegging it, it doesn't really change the demand, apart from the fact that it costs like twice as much or however many times cheaper it was from the original VWAP amount.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't add up any more ships, but what I did do personally is after there was mention of the Polis DAO during Copa, grabbed a bunch of Polis right around 39 cents. So that was pretty decent. I'm glad I did that. That kind of helped me dollar cost average down from some of the Polis I'd bought a while back. And of course, now it's at I think it's about 60 cents today. So I'm curious to see what the impact will be on Polis as the DAO kicks off.
Yeah,
nice.
And we saw this Polis locker last time, and be interesting to think we could potentially have our hands on some of this today.
I hope so.
Yeah, I know proposals won't be live whenever they bring the DAO out, because that just is like another layer of complex. But yeah.
Yeah, as long as there's some utility along the way, little by little, that adds up, across the board. So we have ship utility, we have some staking. Sure, it's not what everyone wants forever. Obviously, that's not going to be the case with Scream. But, we need to branch out and start adding utility to other aspects of the game. So Polis, here we go with the DAO, and then, more to come once released.
Hands Up was talking about buying the Ark. That's one ship that I don't have that I am interested in. And so That would be one I would like to add. Do we have any pictures of that? I see it in his thumbnail there, but do we have any bigger pictures of the Ark? This is an interesting ship.
Let's hit up. Sorry, no, I was gonna say let's hit up the marketplace and look at all those photos that they have.
Right. So with this ship here, what's interesting about it again is like it's a transformer in the grandest fashion. I mean, what can't this thing become? Because again, it's modifying its shape by just putting those plates wherever it needs to go. And so it must have some kind of interesting thing that kind of creates a bubble for atmosphere on the inside, even though you don't see it there because it looks like it has holes. But obviously, there's some kind of thing that keeps the atmosphere intact.
Right.
But for a cargo ship, or in many ways, you could use this thing.
Yeah, in science fiction, you can just explain it by saying, "Oh, it's like magic or something we don't understand yet," or it's like something we haven't invented yet. But yeah, definitely
sure.
very, very cool ship.
For the record, I got one right before it hit 12 a.m. here on Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I think it's worth talking about reading the description of the ship as well, just for a refresher. So for the Rainbow Ark embodies the highest attainable manufacturing practices to the known Star Atlas metaverse. Utilizing Fatoli light levitation and paneling of the Ark allows for fractal transportation of cargo and personal movements, ship chassis, integrity, and active defense hull security. A generous cargo hold makes for economically effective freighting, while a crew quarters accommodate luxurious and tranquil long-haul creature comforts. So it's a pretty nice description, but not as detailed as we'd want as far as how it all comes together and works.
And because it makes you curious about like the technology, because from a manufacturing standpoint, it looks like you're just making plates. But then what is it that what is the technology that is required for you to put it together? And here's the other question too, is like what we still have yet to know. We know that blueprints give you the ability to create ships, gives you the ability to create pretty much anything you're going to be crafting. You're going to need blueprints for it. But with those blueprints, the higher the level of the higher the value, I'm assuming, of what you're trying to create, the higher the rarity, you have to have a greater level of loyalty with that faction or the creators of that ship. So that being the case, where do we think that this stands as a ship? Is it like mid-tier? I mean, you're probably not going to be creating these right out the gate as a manufacturer.
Yeah, very good points. And I'm hearing Ash welcome someone to the stage now.
Yep.
So
Here we go.
yeah, let's jump back in.
To be continued.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, the partnership with Kudelski has been crucial in the furthering of our ecosystem. And I know that we all would love to hear some of your viewpoints and the outlook that Kudelski has on the future of Web3 gaming.
Well, I would love to do that. And to sticking with the theme, I should be able to do that in 4 to 6 minutes.
I love it.
So when you take a look at who we are, who the Kudelski Group is, we're essentially what I think is the largest global leader in providing integrity to digital things. We have a couple of major brands, one called Nagra, one called Kudelski Security. And the way that I look at it is, if you, the consumer, have ever been unable to, watch a movie or consume a piece of digital content, it's probably my fault, because we specialize in watermarking and digital rights management and identity and consumer access and all these sort of things that make traditional Web 1, Web 2 media work. When we, started the blockchain team, I was sort of the first head of it 4 years ago. We started taking a look at what does this look like in the future world? What kind of world are we creating where suddenly these aren't just spray and pray transactions anymore? These are actually objects that people want to own. They, may have significant value in the real world. When you take a look at, how people start to care about these digital objects, they want to apply real world safety to them, right? And so when I look at a partnership with Star Atlas, I think about what does this matter to Star Atlas and the economy, the universe, this sort of new way. We're building a legit playable game on a legit real economy where, it's a platform that people can just do things, partnerships and guilds and, all this stuff that's getting created on top of this ecosystem. It's real. It's not just a game to many people. And so when we think as Kudelski, how do I take a look at this metaverse, this Web3 story, whatever you want to call it, right? It is a set of things that all have to work in tandem, and they better all be safe. They better all be secure. And you know what? We're a security company. We can't say it's 100% secure ever. But when we do partnerships, when we do standards, when we do right, this economy that you transact in, bringing money in, working with the new marketplace, it better work as intended. Your money better be safe in there, your objects, your ships, your additional things that so we really need to lend an eye towards making sure that these sort of in-game things work as everybody intends and they're fair for everybody. I think that's really important. As we look at the platform, of course, it needs to extend safely, bringing in lots of partners. This open ecosystem better be able to transact safely as people come in who you can't control, right? These is, in some sense, a traditional third-party security problem. But, again, we're talking about external wallets. We're talking about people's ability to move things around potentially, and there better be safety and security standards as well as transaction and movement standards. Maybe one day you'll be able to take your ship, for example, and move it to a different game or put it on a different, chain. We don't know if that's bridging or movement or, you fly your ship to another galaxy. We haven't figured that out. But that's a very complicated mathematical process behind the scenes, again, bringing security to that. But maybe most important is the player's ability to feel safe, to actually be safe when they transact in this world. Maybe that's a wallet, maybe that's an in-game thing on their computer, on their screen. In any case, there will be young people playing, there will be old people playing, there'll be all people from all over the world. And the way that they transact, better be easy to use, but that ease of use has to come with full security, right? They expect their things to be protected. There will be things in the game, as we're learning, it's maybe appropriate that your ship gets destroyed because you chose to go into a battle. What's not okay with me is it's not okay that whoops causes you economic damage personally. Whoops, I lost my ship to somebody on Discord is not something I ever want to hear. And so the health of this whole ecosystem is really important. And that's kind of what I set this partnership to be, working with the core team to build in these firm, non-optional things, maybe with some extra features on the side. Maybe there's ship safety things you could turn on. Maybe you store your money in a special ship's hold. We sort of go with what the players want and what they ask for, and we look, how do we build a standard around that? How do we extend that to other platforms, other games, other ecosystems? Because not only is it important that this be fun to do, but it better be safe to do. Because what's true about blockchain, Web3, NFTs, however you want to combine that sentence, these are almost always one-way transactions. The minute you do this on-chain, it's gone. There's no undo button, some master startless undo button. Sorry about that. They took your stuff. We'll give it back. That might not exist. Maybe it shouldn't exist in a decentralized world, which is why security is all the more paramount, bringing together a ton of partners who can make sure that this is done in the way that people expect and maybe even apply to their real life. That's what I hope Kudelski will bring to the story. That's what this partnership is that we're bringing. And I look forward to it continuing.
Awesome.
And there's my 4 to 6 minutes.
I love it. I love it. That was perfect. And it's right on theme with everything, right? So thank you so much for joining us today, Scott, and for all that you at Kudelski do for the Star Atlas Metaverse. It definitely makes me feel good knowing that we're in such secure hands. And I know that the rest of the community feels the same as well. So thank
Yeah,
you
my
so much. And
pleasure.
we will be seeing you a little bit later in the press room.
Sounds good. Everybody have a great day.
Have a good one, Scott. Thank you so much. All righty. Before we jump on into our next presenter, Santi wanted to just give you guys a little heads up on something.
Hello, Ash. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you good, my friend.
Perfect, perfect. I was told that I was sounding as an Ooster, and no. That's not my thing. We'll disregard Ooster. I'm not an Ooster. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so we want to be clear that we have 950 people live right now here, which is awesome. It's incredible. I can't believe it. It's awesome. So what will happen is that we will be live streaming the presentations, and we will try to get as many people as possible getting to join. But probably because we are so many here, you not everybody will be able to join the live streams here to watch the presentations. So what you can do if you don't make it to a live stream here, don't worry, don't be scared. You will be able to watch the presentations from other streams happening as well. I just posted all links in the 4 to 6 announcements channel, which you can find right above here, right above the main stage. And just click on one of those. Big shout out to Star Atlas TV, to Metaverse Nomads, and uh, to Chimera Guild for live streaming it. So don't worry if you don't make it to a live stream here. Make sure to join a live stream that it's on YouTube or Twitch, and we actually have all the links here in the announcements channel right above the main stage. So don't worry, you will be able to see it anyways. Just join one of the streams on YouTube and Twitch. I hope it's
Awesome.
clear, Ash. Hope it's clear.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that that's clear that we do have a way for each and every one of you to participate in the streams. So just follow along with what Santi said. You can't make it, find a link, and you won't miss anything from this 4 to 6 live event. So our next presenter is someone that I know you all love to hear from. His words have a way of invoking our imaginations, transporting us to far off lands, and always leaving the audience wanting just a little bit more. Please welcome our fearless leader of the Star Atlas Metaverse, CEO and co-founder, Michael Wagner. Michael, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Ash. And I have to say, I am absolutely pumped for today. We've got a huge turnout here, and I do love seeing all of the DAC tags out there on Discord. But to start, I do want to wish a warm welcome to our core community members, to our Automata employees and partners, including the great folks at iBuyPower and Kudelski, the members of the press with us today, representatives of ONI, Ooster, and Mud factions listening in, and also any of you who are just learning about Star Atlas for the first time. Welcome to our first ever 426 live event. Let me share a quote from the painter of starry skies, Vincent van Gogh, who said that great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Those small steps are what our team has been focusing on for the past 18 months, a series of coordinated actions leading to today's big event. This is the iterative approach we so often speak of. And in fact, we have so many major events and announcements coming soon that we believe it is accurate to deem this season the Star Atlas Summer. Most of you will remember the first heat wave, which hit on June 16th at COPA, the Council of Peace Assembly, which was a community competition that brought all of our gaming guilds together. Many of you were there and remember things like the powerful Bassjackers DJ set that set off a meme storm that temporarily broke Discord. Now, while COPA was all about our guilds, today's event is focused on our products and features. It won't be the only one we host this year, and from now on, you're going to see products released in waves, each one consisting of a 426 live event where multiple products are unveiled. Speaking of 426, I know a few of you have been asking about the meaning of the name. So, is it a secret code or a cryptic cipher from the future? Well, as we like to say, if you know, you know. 426 really began in this very community, and we fully embraced it at Automata. If you don't know what it means, though, let me fill you in. There's a so-called law that states most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, and they underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. I am certainly guilty of that overestimation from time to time. For those of you who have been around in the community for over a year, you will recall a time in which we made attempts to convey anticipated launch dates of upcoming releases, usually in 4 to 6 weeks. Those estimations are a tough thing to get right, and they often resulted in new, updated timelines, again, in 4 to 6 weeks. This didn't take long for the community to pick up on, and 4 to 6 became mimetic on Discord, and honestly, I find the humor in it as well. We are embracing this 426 meme, but today we are delivering on its promise. Today, a good portion of our bold ambitions become reality as we launch not one, but several major releases. So first off, as part of our continued partnership with iBuyPower, you'll hear about an exciting new tech store and the opportunity to pick up some very cool and very powerful Star Atlas themed hardware products. We share with iBuyPower a common vision of building top-of-the-line products, and we're thrilled that they are introducing their community to the future of gaming through Star Atlas. Now today, we also have another special program that we're excited to share with you. The launch of StarPath, a truly revolutionary affiliate program built for a Web3 world that catapults it light years ahead of its competitors. It will reward not only the recruiters bringing other active players to Star Atlas, it will also unlock a range of perks and access to otherwise unattainable resources. You'll hear more about that a little later today. And in addition to those two special announcements, we are announcing two major product launches. The first is our new Galactic Marketplace 2.0, totally revamped from the ground up with a super smooth user experience and very intuitive interface. It's going to make the life of every community member at least a little easier. It's also a truly decentralized platform that allows us to create something much closer to an in-game MMO style experience, and I can't wait for you all to interact with it. The second major release is probably the most anticipated of the past 9 months. The deployment of the first version of the Star Atlas Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or DAO. And while this first version is centered around polis locking and reward emissions, in subsequent versions, it will allow players within the metaverse to participate in its governance on all levels. Put another way, if the Star Atlas gaming metaverse is an exotic car, then this is the first step towards putting the keys in the hands of its players, allowing them to steer the course of the project over time. The launch of these products together is no accident. They are all interconnected, just as we as a community are all interconnected. The new Galactic Marketplace gives us the foundational bedrock that enables the next generation of Web3 gaming trade experiences, and it allows us to launch StarPath. It is also directly interconnected with the DAO through an upcoming Atlas locking feature. Trade functions, community building, and community-driven governance. Delivering all of these products and more takes laser-sharp focus and incredible amounts of effort. So I would like to sincerely thank our team for working tirelessly over the past months to bring best-in-class products to market. To be clear, none of this is easy stuff. A decentralized marketplace and a DAO that will survive the test of time involve an incredibly high level of innovation and complexity. There is no blueprint to follow on our journey. If this were a movie production, it would be like trying to write the script, make the costumes, and build the sets, all while inventing the first camera, lights, and microphone at the same time. As such, I consider these launches to be major accomplishments by each of the respective teams. Today is yet another truly historic moment for Star Atlas, as we are now poised to make the strongest case yet for a self-sovereign, crypto-enabled future. Anecdotally, one of my work colleagues shared with me a true story from the early 1960s, when then US President John F. Kennedy was touring NASA. And as he was walking around, the president came across a man who was mopping the floor in the facility. When the president stopped and asked the man what his role was at NASA, he said, "I'm sending a man to the moon." Now, I can relate to that custodian, and I hope we all can, because if we step back and look at our day-to-day work in the context of the big picture as he did, all of us, the Automata team and the wider Star Atlas community, We're all working to send many men and women to the moon and far beyond. We're looking to brighten days, build relationships, and improve lives worldwide. Today, we are one step closer to our long-term vision of building an autonomous, player-owned game, fully controlled and funded by decentralized governance. If I may paraphrase one of my favorite quotes, we choose to do this work not because it is easy, but because it is hard, and because it will serve to organize the best of our energies and skills, because it is a challenge that we are willing to accept. This is not a race. This is a call to press forward and keep moving forward to create new knowledge, new opportunities, and new economies. Those words were spoken by JFK himself almost 60 years ago. And it's amazing to me because when you hear it, it sounds like every line was written specifically for the people in the Discord chat today. Our path is clear as we're following in the footsteps of giants. Today, we embody power to the people. So sit back and enjoy 426 Live. And afterwards, the team will get back to building something special, one small step at a time. So thanks again, everyone, for attending. And Ash, back to you.
Thank you, Michael. Again, that was an incredible speech. I know everybody is absolutely pumped. I can see it in the chat, and I know that I'm ready to blast off to the moon with each and every one of you. Let's go.
Hey guys.
All right, folks, our next presenters have something really exciting just for you. Do you remember that custom one-of-one Star Atlas branded gaming PC built by iBuyPower that was given away as a grand prize during Copa? Well, what if I told you that you now have the opportunity to get your hands on some Star Atlas branded tech gear? Did I catch your attention? Let's welcome Miguel and iBuyPower rep King to the stage.
Hi,
Welcome, guys. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up,
I'm
guys?
to have both of you here. All right, King. So
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
say,
about
I
that
saw you
time
at
again.
Copa. I gotta say, I saw you at Copa, and now you're here at 4 to 6. You must really, really enjoy our event.
I think I do, or I really want to see you build that PC coming soon, right? Like you're supposed to come over to our studio. Just want to make sure our appointment's set.
I am. I'm ready. I'm pumped. You let me know when that's going down.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to be here. I'm happy to support. I can't wait. Obviously, we were driving for this to come through, and Miguel and I and the rest of the Star Atlas team been working so close over the last. I would even say last few weeks to push all of this through the finish line. But yeah, Miguel, maybe you want to speak a little bit more about our entire experience here too. It's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a pleasure to work closely with you. This is something that we've really been pushing to bring to the community. Just an opportunity to kind of rep Star Atlas, but also have the best inline equipment. And it's the first step in a long partnership of us working closely. And you'll see, like, what we have today is already amazing. But so yeah, just to give a bit of an idea of our partnership together, King, really, I think what aligns us is that we've got the best in class gaming experience in Web3, meeting the best in class hardware manufacturer and making the metaverse accessible to all. We started this at Copa, as was mentioned, and we'll have Ash building that system soon, and you'll all be able to see also how to build a PC, which might help you for the Star Atlas merge that we're about to present. And yeah, this is the first step towards the metaverse. It's the first time that we're licensing the Star Atlas brand, and we're doing it in collaboration with iBuyPower, so it's super exciting for us. We're coming out with a limited edition of a few merch items, but we'll explain the whole process in a bit. But just so you know, this is the first time we're doing this, and it's the first step towards a much longer term partnership. King, I don't know, man. Should we go a bit deeper?
We certainly can. I do want to mention too that although it's also a first for you guys and definitely a first for us to develop a product line, we will help every step of the way. So we understand the complete vertical of this, and we're happy to be involved in this partnership. So any chance that we can get to provide more information to the Star Atlas team to improve this product line, to produce even more stuff towards the community, we're excited to continue with the partnership, right? So without being more delayed on that, please feel free. This would be, I believe, a worldwide reveal, right, for some of the things that are coming up.
Well.
All right, guys. So that sounds awesome. What products will you be dropping for our community?
So King, I think you should really introduce this to the community.
Sure. All right. So it looks like the first step that we're going to go for is we've been working very, very closely with the Star Atlas design team to produce the Height Y60 case. So of course you saw that in Copa, and that's what the wrap is going to be. But now this is a more industrialized version. So we're taking an approach with the Height Y60. It is the hottest case on the market right now. If you guys haven't checked that out, our sister brand Height.com, that's our case and peripherals line. We're taking the Y60 and specializing that specifically for the Star Atlas branding. Each of these cases will be numbered and limited edition. There will only be a set number amount of those worldwide. So whether this is the first edition or the only edition, if you're not getting your hands on that, it will be very sad if you don't make that. So when that gets announced later on, and we'll show you guys how to obtain that and get the interest going on that. I definitely think you guys should jump on that. Second being is the headset. So our Eclipse HG10 lunar gray, so very much in the Star Atlas kind of galaxy of colors. So it's in lunar gray. That will have Star Atlas branding all over it as well. It is what we like to call a no BS headset. It is pure performance. It is wireless, has a 30-hour battery life, perfect for just on the go or on the PC gaming. And so that'll be branded as well. And then on the desk mat, which will kind of complete this entire bundle, that is a printed mouse pad or the desk pad, and it comes in a specific size. It's made with a DP900 performance material, so it's I think the smoothest desk pad that you could possibly get. We are going to imprint specific Star Atlas branding and artwork that I think some of you guys have never seen before onto that desk pad. So that rounds off the bundle. Miguel, if you wanted to kind of show them what all that looks like, feel free to, man. Very, very exciting.
For sure. I wonder what they're cooking behind you, though, King. But yeah,
everything. We're cooking everything behind you.
But here it is, guys. The world reveal of the first merch collaboration for Star Atlas. As you can see, it's the Height Y60 case. The boot sign on the side looking great. The headset and the desk mat. I don't know, King, what do you think?
This is what we call the ultimate bundle. So you can get all three at the same time, or you can choose whether you're getting just the case and I believe the desk pad. But for me, I mean, you kind of want to complete the theme, right? So I love this. Just to say something about this, the Star Atlas team is the first design and render team that has ever presented a two-tone version of our Y60 case. So this is not normal what you're even seeing here, and it kind of like made me head tilt the other day when I saw the final render. It was, oh yeah, we're keeping this kind of like gray top case, and then the sides are in this like lunar gray or white, and it all depends, right? It all depends on like how far we can push the needle of the design here. So, but again, Star Atlas brought to the table a lot of unique design. The other thing that I do want to point out is if you're looking at that power button, there's a whole other half of this case that if we could show you guys the backside, but that power button is super important to you guys, right? So we're embedding the Star Atlas logo as you push the power on to this case. And they specifically even requested that a blue LED would surround that during startup, and we can make that happen. So yeah, super excited to see that this case is one, pushing design to its limits, but two, making a case that is specifically for Star Atlas.
Those are awesome, King. Absolutely incredible. So I got to ask, which products are the two of you most excited about with this tech gear drop?
I mean, I've never built a PC before in my life, and I think this is it. I think I need to build a PC with this case. I mean, you can also get the full PC, the full system in one go, but I think I'm gonna adventure myself and get the case and try to build a new PC. King?
Is it so I don't know if this makes anybody jealous, but I have all three. just
right.
not in the Star Atlas variant. Just not in the Star Atlas variant. And in which case, you know, I would get it again. So again, this drop, this specific artwork, all over with the death pad and the HG10s. I mean, it's just a really cool thing to have a theme. Right. And as a holder myself, when I look at this, I'm like, yeah, that's something that I would pick up as well. So, you know, happy to ditch my current setup and then swap over to all the Star Atlas edition stuff.
All right, guys. Well, I know for me personally, I cannot wait to get my hands on that mouse pad. I need it in my house, like right now. I need it fast. So what should we expect when it comes to the process?
All right, so the process will be that today we will open the interest registration form on an iBuyPower landing page, and we'll drop the link in a second. But basically, it's the first time we're licensing, and we need to gather enough interest to move forward with production. So it's very important that we feel the community support and you know, and that the community wants this before we move forward to production. So today we'll go for an interest registration form. When we feel that there's enough interest from the community, we'll open up pre-orders, and we'll start pre-orders for North America on Hype.com and iBuyPower, but from Hype.com website, and it will be announced by email first to those who registered interest. So if you want early access, you really need to register interest now. This is a limited edition, so if people get there before you, well, too bad. You'll have to wait for the next time, but this case will never be made again. These headphones will never be made this way again. Once 2 weeks after that, we will open the pre-orders for the rest of the world. This will be on the regional distributors that iBuyPower has, and it will follow the same procedure as North America. Don't worry, we are going to allocate a certain amount to the rest of the world. So even so, it isn't that if there's a lot of interest in North America, the rest of the world won't get any. There will always be allocation for both regions. It might not be available in some regions depending on demand, but all you can do for now is go register your interest, show your support. And then after that, and you know, due to the current supply chain constraints that we've been having in all industries, but we'll go into production and fulfillment, which might take 10 to 12 weeks. During this period, we'll always keep you updated on, you know, how the products evolve and how the production's evolving. We'll have Ash building the one-of-a-kind PC, so it will be exciting for sure. And yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on some.
All right, awesome. So we've seen the merch, we've heard about the process. Now I got to know the most important part that everybody in the chat is asking. How can we get our hands on these limited edition items?
So there is a landing page which is now online, and we will drop the link to it in the chat in a second on the iBuyPower website, as you can see. So here, there's all the information that we just went through is present in this website, and you have a bit more detail as to the designs. You know, as King was saying, this is the back side of the case here, with the power to the people, which also looks awesome. And then, you know, you come to the bottom and it explains all the steps, and you need to fill out this form for us to reach out to you when they are available and for us to be able to gauge interest from the community. And yeah, that's basically it, Ash. This is how you can get your hands, or you can reserve a spot to get some exclusive IBP Star Atlas merch.
Awesome. I know everybody in the audience is excited. Can I get, I'm loving seeing all the excitement. Can I get some GIF action in the chat right now and show me how excited you guys are for this merch drop? To our community, we there and check out that link and Atlas branded tech gear with us on social media. Like, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Thanks, guys. I know I speak for everyone here when I say the ready. Are we getting ready for the next presentation? Of Automata is the strongest tool for peace in the galaxy. We of Automata developed this network so that every individual will be integrated instantaneously through a chain of logistic affiliated businesses to allow the acquisition and sale of goods from every single terminal connected to our system. This serves a dual purpose: to spread wealth across the galaxy, allowing everyone to participate in our economic system, and to entwine the economic interests of every person and institution in the galaxy. Let's give a very warm welcome to Luciano to the stage to learn more about the Galactic Marketplace 2.0.
Wow, thank you so much, Ash. What an exciting day to be part of the Star Atlas universe. I absolutely need one of those PCs. So should I send you my address and maybe you can just, send it over?
I'll see what I can do. Hook it up,
I
right?
think Santi can send it over, actually. Yeah, I'll message you, Santi. Man,
We need
yeah,
some
I'm really
buzz
amazing to
action.
see. Hello, community. My name is Luciano Castillo. I'm Director of Product Design here at Star Atlas, and I am super excited to present the marketplace, the Galactic Marketplace 2.0. For context, the marketplace is one of the core pillars of the Star Atlas experience, and for many of the people coming to see what all the hype is about inside of Web3, the metaverse, and these new gaming experiences, I think marketplaces in general will be a big entry point for a lot of these players. And so I take a lot of pride and care to have been able to work on the Galactic Marketplace. So yeah, super excited. Over the past year, we've worked hard to address a lot of the pain points with the current marketplace, which were actually identified by you in large part, the community. And so I want to thank those of you that participated in our user experience research interviews, spending face-to-face time with me, with our team, so that we could understand how to make things better for you. And I also want to take some time to appreciate the hard work and effort of the Star Atlas Marketplace team and the Star Atlas team as a whole for really crafting this beautiful new marketplace experience and spending some late nights as well. Because without a great team, none of this stuff is really possible. So big shout out to everyone there. Let's talk about some of the new features and benefits. So first things first, we're making buying, selling, and listing items super easy. One of the big pieces of feedback that we got was just the complexity, especially around people that were new to NFT marketplaces, and people are expecting a marketplace experience, but we're receiving more of this like trading exchange experience. And so to that extent, we're actually moving away from complicated order books and advanced trading language. We've introduced tools to better discover, search, and sort and filter and bookmark items. And we've re-architected the marketplace to support our ever-expanding universe of game items and digital assets. And last but not least, it's also fully decentralized. The marketplace is open access to developers, and it's also going to be lightning fast. I want to talk a little bit about the design in general and just the thinking and positioning. So, we've implemented a new design language, which is really centered around density, discoverability, and utility. So, density of information, really architecting to maximize the amount of space on the page, and also designed with the priority of information being top of mind, something that I think we're missing in the current marketplace and would help us expand a little bit more. Regardless of how huge our marketplace gets. Utility is another key point, which is, I guess as a prominent aspect of an effective user experience, having access to the tools that you need on the page when you need them is really what utility is about. And at its core, improving the user experience as a whole means rethinking the way we present information, and in turn, improving the way it's absorbed by our players, by our community, and how it's enjoyed by everyone that's looking for that next evolution of the marketplace and Web3. So one of the main points that I'm going to stick on a little bit here is that the marketplace will feel and function closer to an MMO game marketplace. And yes, without the annoyance of having to settle orders. You're going to hear that a few times in this presentation because I think it's important. It was like one of the top, actually probably the top complaint. So we've moved away from the design language of that trading exchange that I talked about and moved closer to the feel and function of an MMO marketplace, a bit of an auction house. You're buying and selling from actual individual players. And we took inspiration from some of the classic games, some of the classic game marketplaces out there like Diablo, EVE Online, Escape from Tarkov. These are some personally like my favorites from UX perspective, and honestly even RuneScape, and combined it with the needs of the NFT and SFT Web3 marketplace community, and thinking ahead about where we're going to go from a user experience perspective. What are the new features that we're going to be adding in the future? So this is a nice bedrock for us to start with. And to not keep you waiting, I think we are going to start the demo after this. What do you think, Dash?
Yeah, but I gotta say, it really sounds like your team has put in some work to give that Galactic Marketplace a complete overhaul. I know that we're all looking forward to this launch for a smoother onboarding process, but also for the gamification of it. It's pretty awesome. Like you said, why don't we go ahead and hop into that demo you prepared and get a better look at the redefined Galactic Marketplace?
So this is going to be a live demo. So I'm going to take some time and walk you through how it works and show you how to use it. Cool. Okay, so this is the new marketplace. So welcome. You'll notice that this is wildly different from our current marketplace. Again, heavily inspired from games. This is the home landing page where we have carousels of categories, including a featured carousel at the top, which, once we launch, this is where you will find things like upcoming ship launches, as well as a place to showcase the most popular items. On the left, you'll find the Explore nav. This is about that discoverability point we talked about. So it's an accordion style navigation system. It gives you access to all of the features, really at your all of the items, I should say, at your fingertips. And you're able to just scan through all of the items and see what's available, going down to resources, collectibles, whatever it is that you're interested in. You're also able to search for items with the autocomplete. So if I wanted to search for, let's say, like a Pierce X4, I just type it in and it autocompletes for me. It shows me what's available inside of which category. It's just really easy now to use. And we'll go through some of these categories in a second. But at the top of the page, you'll find some sections, some subsections. You'll see browse, that's the page we were currently on. My orders, well, you'll see all of your active orders, and bookmarks as well, where you'll see your bookmarks. So let's dive a little bit into the Explore nav. Clicking on a top level category opens up a listing of the items available inside that category. From here, you have the ability to sort, rarity descending, let's say. You have the ability to switch between a card view or a list view as well. So now it's a different way of sorting. And this is going to be really great, again, as we expand the items in here. If we do our job correctly, we're going to have a ton of items in here. So. And this is really cool too, and something I want to call out. And you're not just able to see the orders for each individual item. You're also at this top level category able to switch between items and orders. And now you can see all of the latest orders available inside of the ship category. And this is super powerful if you're interested in, let's say, extra small ships, and you just want to see just generally what are the prices like. So we've created a few orders in here, and this is, and we're going to create an order together in a second. But from here, you're able to filter as well. You can select price ranges. You can select sold by, official sale. You can select quantity as well of the orders that you want. And you can switch between Atlas and USDC markets as well. So now let's jump into one of the items. So taking a look at the, let's say, Pier 6-4, or maybe we can, let's dive through here. I want to find an item that actually has some orders, maybe more than one. I don't know if we'll be able to right now because this is brand new. But yeah, for example, anyway, actually, let's go to the Pier 6-4. It's got a buy order. So for example, you'll have orders here that you can buy. So when you hover, it says buy. It's green. There's a big buy button. It's kind of hard to get confused now. And if you click on one of these, so I'm just going to connect my wallet here. So if you click on one of these, you get the ability to look at the details of the order. You can select the quantity of that one item that person is selling, let's say. If they're selling 100, you'd be able to type in up to 100 in this box, and all of the information recalculates below. And then you're just able to buy that item. I'm not going to spend 200,000 Atlas live. I'm sorry. And then, let's actually, let me show you the bookmark. So clicking a bookmark here is super simple. And now I go into my bookmarks, and there it is. I can sort here as well. So I can kind of keep a nice organized list of all of the items that I'm most interested in. So going back here, I can also remove that from my bookmarks. And let's go over to a resource and create an order. So I think we're going to be the first people creating an order in here. So some ammo for my ship would be nice. So I'm going to create an order to buy this item. Let's say I want to buy 10 of these for 0.01 per item. You know what? Let's go up to 1 Atlas. Let's get crazy. And we want to hit that place buy order. So now I'm going to approve the transaction, and boom, order is placed. You can see it showed up right there. I can click on view my orders, and right away, lightning fast, we have this. It just happened 5 seconds ago. That's how fast this is now. And someone can fill that order. Please fill that order. I do need that 10 ammunition. And that's it. That is the new marketplace. So I'm really excited for the team. Everything went super smoothly here, but the team spent a lot of late nights working on this. And I just have a few more slides for you. There's also a mobile experience I want to highlight here. So, we redefined the mobile experience. It's kind of hard to show you the mobile experience live inside of a screen share, but the mobile experience is essentially like this. We've really simplified the experience and customized it specifically for mobile devices, taking into account where we know the industry is going in terms of mobile and the amount of users and that are going to be and players that are going to be on mobile. We're going to be ready for that. So we flattened the hierarchy to allow you to search, to dive into items inside of different categories and subcategories without ever having to go more than a couple levels deep, which is really nice on the phone. These carousels as well feel very nice on mobile. In my opinion, better than on desktop. So we're ready.
This
And-
part to me is
yeah.
really exciting, right? I practically live on my phone, as do so many others these days. So the fact that the mobile experience is now a cleaner one, and the fact that you just made online ship shopping that much easier, major yes on all the levels.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, those orders it's just faster than I even expected. So kudos to the team. So let me just summarize all these things. I know it's a lot, so bear with me. User experience. On the user experience side, we've improved the usability and discoverability. We simplified the purchase and sale experience. We've improved the mobile experience. We're introducing data insights for making better marketplace decisions. Once the marketplace is populated, you'll be able to go and see those insights we're talking about. We've added the ability to bookmark items, keeping you organized. We've added advanced filtering, sort, and search, and we've removed the need to settle orders after a purchase. In engineering and blockchain, I have 2 slides here. Rolling out, the first version of our Star Atlas game servers with this launch, which is exciting. And this provides real-time blockchain data to users. So it's fully decentralized. Blockchain data reads are piped through a centralized source, improving the overall performance and responsiveness of the application. And lastly, on engineering blockchain, the marketplace program is built as an open access tool for anyone in the Solana ecosystem to utilize. Super important for developers and our ecosystem as a whole. And fundamentally, this is different from the Serum experience, from the Serum markets. Users are actually buying and selling directly from other players in this type of an auction market. And lastly, there's no settling of orders in case there was any question to that effect.
I love that. No more settling of orders. You guys are absolute rock stars. I know that everyone in the community is incredibly excited for this new feature right there. So thank you so much, Luciano. There you have it, folks. A cleaner, smoother, more gamified version of the Galactic Marketplace is now upon us. For a deeper dive, be sure to check out our Medium articles, how-to videos, and look for an interview dropping next week with the engineers who made this new design possible. All right, Star Atlas fam.
We're launching the Thimble BIOS tank ship as well with this new marketplace. Really excited to reveal that it'll be the first ship listed on the new Galactic Marketplace. So that's really exciting. And then just that one last point is that the new marketplace, which is actually really important, the new marketplace will be live today at play.staratlas.com at some point after the event. So please check in. And again, the new marketplace will be live today.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, Luciano. Make sure you're paying attention to our socials. I'm sure there will be an announcement as to when that new marketplace is live for all of you to check out. All right, guys, are we ready? Are we ready? We are halfway through. How is everyone feeling so far? I got to see some excitement rolling through that chat. I know I've seen it from these presentations. Are you guys ready for more projects to draw? All right, let's do this. In the words of the legendary Sharon Gotti Jr., leader of the Mud, after the dread of the Convergence War, a new age of peace and prosperity reigned in the galaxy. Wonders of culture, life, and technology filled the skies of uncountable worlds. Nevertheless, should I have to choose a single symbol of our age, I would nominate, without a shadow of doubt, the Star Path as the most important collective endeavor. This unique chain of warp gates did more than overthrow the concept of physical distance. It brought the hearts of every race in the galaxy closer through cooperation, transport, and trading. So without further ado, I introduce to you Starpath, please welcome Anthony and Chloe to the stage to tell us more. Let's kick it off with Anthony. So, Anthony, can you tell us a little bit more about StarPath and who it's for?
Absolutely. And thanks, Ash. Amazing program so far. So I wanted to start by saying the team is extremely excited to launch the first phase of StarPath. And to address your first question, what is StarPath? I think the short answer is that StarPath is a referral program to help us continue building the Star Atlas ecosystem. And we wanted a tool to reward our community members, guilds, and influencers who enlist new recruits. But we also wanted it to be a program specifically built for the Web3 community, meaning we aim to create something where the rewards are delivered in the form of in-game assets and gameplay bonuses. And we also wanted to tack on some more immersive elements, like by doing things like tying everything into lore. And so, you also asked, who is it for? And we tried really hard to design it for everyone. The community members who might share their links directly to get their friends into Star Atlas. Guilds who can leverage their social media and digital marketing expertise. And of course, we don't want to forget about the influencers in the crowd, right? Who can add their referral links during a Twitch stream or posting videos on YouTube or TikTok.
Awesome. So now that we've lightly touched on StarPath, can you tell us how it works?
Yeah, great question. So we've put a lot of time into considering ease of use, and we think the steps are pretty simple. So to start out, you will be able to sign up for a referral link, which we'll make available shortly after the new marketplace is live. Once you have the link, you can share it directly or via your social media pages. And then this is the part where I think there's a little bit more detail. When a new user clicks through on your link and sets up a profile, it will need to make direct purchases from Star Atlas for you to earn prosperity marks. And this will be something that you should probably specifically pay attention to in Chloe's demo. Okay, so once you've earned some prosperity marks, they will be updated weekly and can be seen on the Referrer's StarPath user dashboard. And then in our next release that is coming soon, we'll have a redemption page where the prosperity marks can be used to make purchases. One of our main goals was to make the whole process as easy as possible.
Can you just tell us what in-game benefits StarPath will offer to players and why should they participate?
Yeah, so definitely the most exciting part is the rewards piece. So unlike most programs, we have two earning buckets, one at the individual account level and then one for factions. At the individual level, there are 3 different tiers. Basically, you earn more as you advance, as can be seen in the table. And then we think this last part is really fun. We also will be giving out faction rewards that will be applied from gameplay bonuses in Scream and future releases. And those will be awarded to the factions that generate the most total prosperity mark. So whether you drive a lot of new users or just a few, you have the chance to get something pretty cool out of StarPath. And so,
Now let's welcome Chloe to the stage for a more in-depth experience.
Hey everyone. Path website where you'll once we release the ability to redeem your prosperity marks, there at that point, you'll receive an email asking you to verify your email address. Once you've clicked that link, that's it. You're enrolled in StarPath.
Love it. That process
Now-
is so clean.
Yeah, we really tried to make this super user friendly and easy as possible.
Yeah, you guys really did. So it's really clean and easy for people to get in there and on board. Chloe, what happens next after they sign up?
So at that point, you'll want to come back to the Start Path page in order to access your referral link. To do this, click Sign In and provide the Solana address you used on sign up. And we have tooltips here in case you're not sure what information to provide. You'll also enter the email address you used on sign up to sign into the StarPath dashboard. Now, here you'll see your referral link that you can copy and share with your followers, your friends, and start earning rewards for bringing users to Star Atlas. We created this dashboard to help you keep track of your status and progression within the StarPath program. We have information here you provided on sign up, including your email, your wallet address, your action. You'll also see your referral tier here. So as Anthony mentioned, there's a tiered status. But I really want to emphasize on the UI side, what does it look like to buy directly from Star Atlas? Here we'll see a listing where you can come here and purchase from Star Atlas, and you'll want to encourage your referred players to do that. Additionally, any users you refer need to accept cookies in order to count towards Prosperity Mark earnings. And that's it for the StarPath demo. We're really excited once the new marketplace is launched to launch StarPath and allow you all to start signing up and getting rewarded for bringing new people to the Star Atlas community.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony and Chloe. So as you can see, friends, StarPath is the referral program for everyone, whether you're looking to recruit a single family member, a bunch of friends from work or school, really anyone that you want to bring into the Star Atlas metaverse with you. And if you happen to be an influencer, this is perfect for your community and social media. Post a referral link on a bulletin board, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok channel, and you could get the credit plus substantial rewards for bringing in scores of new players. Now's the time. Go forth, explorers, follow the StarPath, and watch our how-to video for the link and to sign up. The power is in your hands. Find your allies and shape the future of Star Atlas. Whew, Santi, how are you doing, my friend?
Wow, wow. I'm mind blown. I'm so excited right now. I can't believe it. Everything is becoming a reality, you know?
It is. This has just been such an incredible event so far. I am so pumped. I know you're pumped, but we do have one more product dropping. And I gotta say that I love that we saved the best for last. However, I'm not feeling enough hype right now, Santi. I think
Yeah, I
we need a
feel
little
the
more
same.
excitement. Yeah, we need more excitement pumping through this Discord before we welcome the next presenter to the stage. And I heard a little rumor that Santi Claus might have something for us.
Ash, that's true. Santa Claus is back. Santa Claus is back. So what we are going to do, Ash, here, I have some t-shirts to give away today. I know everybody wants t-shirts, so I have some t-shirts for everybody. You know what you got to do to win a t-shirt? We'll be playing music now, and you need to go to the dance hall. You will see it right above the main stage. Dance hall. We will be giving away t-shirts to the people posting your gifts dancing to the music in there. We'll pick 5 winners. So 5 people are winning a Star Atlas t-shirt from Santa Claus. Let's do it, Ash.
I love it. Let's do this. Darwin, pump that music and let's see those dancing gifts roll. Get at it, everybody.
How we doing, guys? You're muted. Are you playing
All right.
the audio still?
All right, so there we go.
How am I coming in clean? Everyone's good?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep. Man, more debt. That's all I need. Got a whole desktop setup coming in the mail. Couldn't even get registered on the link. I don't know if it's still there. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of hype. So much to talk about.
So for those of you that are having trouble with audio, that's the best audio we can get in. We're trying from multiple sources, from my end, from Fancy Hat's end, and that's just the nature of Discord, unfortunately. It would be ideal if we had another way to get audio and even a live stream if they wanted to do that somehow separately or in addition to for content creators. It would be great for those of you that spill over and watch us from YouTube rather than trying to connect to the madness on Discord.
Yeah, I think something to point out here that was in the community of Axie Infinity where the people who were, I guess, streaming anything related to Axie Infinity would host post and pre events, but the community members who were content creators were the ones who were hosting. But that could technically take place, and that would be pretty cool, where we have team members of Star Atlas, whether it be Ash with Santi along with us, if we were approved to do any pre or post streaming for any events in the future. I think that would be pretty cool.
I think you just won a T-shirt.
Congratulations,
Jesse.
Congratulations.
What?
Oh, shit.
What?
I was listening to them in the background.
What gift was that?
Ash, go for it. Go for the next one.
Let's go back to them.
Number 3 is Machete, number 9865.
Congratulations, Machete. Awesome. We'll be getting in touch with all the winners, and yeah, congrats to everybody. This gift comes straight from Santa Claus and the team. So congratulations. We have 2 more to announce, right?
We do. Are you ready?
Yeah, I have the 4th winner here. Remember, you're getting a Star Atlas t-shirt, epic Star Atlas t-shirt. The winner is Icy Cosmos 9460. Congratulations, Icy Cosmos.
Congratulations, friend. And our very last winner, number 5 of the 4 to 6 live event is Drum Carlos. Congratulations, friend. You won yourself a t-shirt, Star Atlas t-shirt.
Congrats. Ash, I'm super excited. Ash, I'm super excited for what's coming right now. I'm crazy excited. So I will let you take the mic and introduce our next guest.
All right, guys, let's do this. In the words of our very own Star Atlas content writer, Jose, aka the Newt Newt, by its very nature, Star Atlas is a political game as players, regions, and factions fight for the dominance of the galaxy and its scarce resources. With the Star Atlas DAO, our community will have the institutional infrastructure to determine the universe's fate. Without further ado, I would like to invite our fearless leader back to the stage, the man, the myth, the legend, the Swagner himself, Michael Wagner.
Hey. I hope everyone's excited for this, because I know I am. So,
We are
Yeah, great. This has been a great event, guys, so far. Really momentous day for us, but more to come. So let me just jump into this. It's really my great pleasure and honor to formally introduce this first implementation of the Star Atlas DAO. I talk about this a lot, but the significance of decentralized governance cannot be overstated. This has resounding implications for the future of our immersive digital world. So I noted this earlier, but this is the first small step towards fully empowering the people of Star Atlas. And what we are collectively building here is the future of a true global, borderless digital society. So while I have the honor of presenting this, I do want to specifically thank BCM, Mark Jackson, Michael Kane, Blas Surser, Flowers, Ryan Moreau, and the rest of the DAO team for their incredible work on this over the past couple of months. Now, as a little primer for anyone who is new to the concept, decentralized autonomous organizations are blockchain native governance systems that use automation and coordinate the directives of participants. DAOs are relatively new as a concept globally, and they differ from traditional corporate structures in that they prioritize the member ownership. These structures, they're the next step in the evolution of coordinated human capital and labor. And this is a step that is as historically important, in my opinion, as the invention of the corporation itself. Now, since inception, we at Automata envisioned and architected a DAO hierarchy into the philosophy of Star Atlas. And while this really should be expected to be a perpetual process of improvement, much like governance in the world today, ultimately, total control of Star Atlas Metaverse will belong to the various governances and electorates that we are laying the foundation for today. So taking some excerpts here from the Star Atlas economics paper, you can see that the DAO ecosystem is being designed as a multi-tier platform. And at the top level, the universal DAO that we are launching today is tasked with managing monetary policy, the treasury, and game-wide decisions regulating the overall well-being of Star Atlas. It's an overarching structure. It guides the ecosystem as a whole. And in following iterations, we will also be introducing faction, regional, and local DAOs to be utilized in gameplay alongside an independent set of infrastructure for the player DACs or guilds. Now, these sublevel DAOs will determine factors such as planetary and faction tax rates, and they'll also be used to coordinate faction warfare. So much more to come on all of this in the future. If we return focus to the Universal DAO, we can see that it is primarily tasked with managing the Star Atlas economy via Atlas monetary policy, which is to say that it will have purview over future Atlas emissions for game rewards and alternative incentive structures. So additionally, the DAO has embedded revenue streams from gameplay taxation alongside product implementations, such as the new marketplace. Other areas of influence outside of these economic considerations include feature and asset release schedules, the incorporation of player-created content, and approval of legally binding off-chain contracts between real-world companies and the Star Atlas Foundation. Now, I know not much has been shared publicly about the Star Atlas Foundation to this point, as we have been working through the official legal formation internally. The foundation is presently in final stages, pre-launch, as an incorporated entity based out of the Cayman Islands, and it will be operated by an independent board of directors. And I really want to emphasize here that Automata does not control the foundation. The board of directors' sole function is to serve as an agent for the DAO, and they're responsible for processing past proposals and engaging in legal contracts on behalf of the DAO where necessary. These are agents of you, all representatives in the DAO. So if we move on to the treasury, the Star Atlas taxation system that we've built is a very powerful tool delivered to provide capital resources to the DAO. In current design, all in-game operating costs, such as the purchase of the 4 resources necessary to operate and score, are captured by the DAO. In a traditional game environment, in-game currency used for purchases from NPCs or non-playable characters is typically destroyed or burned. And while I won't spend too much time delving into the economics of traditional MMOs, they do tend to be hyperinflationary. However, our system is designed differently from the ground up, and as such, it does not require that specific burn mechanism. Beyond that, though, the value that's captured by the DAO, in our opinion, can be more effectively utilized to grow this ecosystem in lieu of the blanket destruction of value. So in future releases, really endless revenue stream potential will drive treasury assets. And again, these are all to be managed by Polis stakeholders. So I also want to point out just on this slide that while we are obviously still very early in game development, the DAO's already collected well over 200 million Atlas since the release of Score in December, which is really a substantial capital base to kick the DAO off with. In terms of where we stand today, this first iteration of the DAO will be focused on Polis locking in rewards. Token locking periods between 2 weeks and 5 years are enabled. And your voting weight is a function of both the quantity of Polis and the duration of the lock, with greater amounts and longer locks providing the higher weight, higher voting weight. Polis voting power will decay linearly as time passes, but you will always have the option to increase your quantity locked as well as to extend the duration. Reward emissions or your claim to Polis distributions is directly tied to your proportional share of voting weight across the entire ecosystem, so all participants. And I do have to stress here that there is no option for early withdrawal. So if you select a 5-year lock, you will not have access to your Polis until those 5 years expire. But with that said, rewards claimed through the system are available to you daily. However, please do exercise prudence in whatever decision you make. On this slide, we just demonstrate the voting escrow model. So you can see the locker durations and the associated voting power multiplier. By way of example, just one Polis locked for 6 months is worth 1 Polis voting power, or PVP, whereas 1 Polis locked for 5 years is worth 10 PVP. And the idea here is that this voting escrow model favors the community members with long-term conviction in the Star Atlas vision and specifically prevents certain DAO voting exploits like just-in-time voting attacks. As I noted, voting power natively decays or reduces over time. In this example, we have 18 Polis tokens locked up for 5 years, starting on July 8th of this year, which originally gave us 180 voting power. The reduction of PvP is a direct result of time passing. You'll actually be able to visualize this dynamically on the DApp, and it will be personalized to your wallet. So here again, we can see that our original 180 PvP will be worth 90 PvP after 2.5 years, which is half of the original 5-year lock. Just going to reiterate again here, you are always empowered to extend your lock to refresh your PvP, your Polis voting power, just not reduce it. Once again, pulling some details from the economic paper. On screen, you will see the Polis emission curve. This is the rate that new Polis is released into the ecosystem. I think this is the moment probably everybody's been waiting for, but rewards for locking will begin on August 2nd, with the first snapshot taking place on August 1st. At inception, all rewards, net of those previously distributed, which consists of Orca and Radium liquidity pools, or the Atlas allocated to the Polis allocated to Atlas locking, are designated for DAO participants. However, that allocation of rewards is possible to change over time through in-game governance functions and also as the community participates in economic decision making. But all of this specific data behind this chart will be available in the knowledge base on the DAO. I just want to take a moment here also to cover Polis tokenomic design. So of the maximum 360 million Polis tokens, we currently measure approximately 101 million in public circulation. Now, 40% of the total supply, or 144 million Polis, is dedicated to the various rewards programs. So this is universal governance, in-game governance, gameplay, and the Atlas locking rewards, which will be coming soon. So since many of you have asked, I do want to confirm that Automata will be locking our Polis as well. We will be splitting our tokens across several durations that include the 3, 4, and 5-year pools. And we architected the economics in this way from inception to ensure that we could prevent damaging decisions and malicious behavior while we were in this very early stage of development of this ambitious vision. Nevertheless, I want to assure you, we are fully committed to distributing the decision-making power to the community in the years to follow. So between emissions to the community and distributions to our team, majority control of the DAO will be delivered within a couple of years and possibly sooner. However, I do also want to mention that we intend to abstain from the voting process for most proposals to the extent that they are not damaging. If I were to put this simply, it just means we maintain executive veto power in the short term so we can all realize the benefits of the future Star Atlas. Just to take a moment here to provide an update to the upcoming roadmap for DAO development, as our team is going to be moving right back into feature development as soon as we finish this launch. The next steps, Atlas locking. This is where I'll elaborate a little bit on how the marketplace fee structure actually gets shared with the DAO. The Atlas locking mechanism is going to provide reduced marketplace fees when those are introduced. Luciano touched on this, but they are 0% on launch. And it's also going to provide the Atlas lockers with a small portion of Polis rewards. And we've structured it this way because this mechanism connects Atlas holders, Polis holders, marketplace participants, governance, and it also further deepens ecosystem tokenomics. Now, once we roll that out, the next steps are to introduce the discourse discussion for new proposals, the actual on-chain proposal mechanism, and official voting based on Polis voting power. And finally, just introducing the Polis Improvement Proposal, or PIP system. And this is identical or very similar to Bitcoin's BIPs and Ethereum's EIPs. And this will essentially provide the guidelines for the introduction of new proposals into the DAO. Now, internally, we're currently working on PIP 1, which, as I said, is the framework for all new PIPs. These are the best practices and standards that we expect authors to follow. PIP 2 and 3 are also tentatively written, and they would formally ratify the Star Atlas Foundation and the contractual agreement between Automata and the Foundation. But I do want to clarify that all of the PIPs beyond the first one are still subject to change, but this information is all going to be publicly, transparently disseminated. As to the security of the platform, as you guys know, we hold user security paramount in our development process. So you heard from them earlier, but we have engaged with Kudelski Security, one of the longest running and premier cybersecurity firms in the world, alongside others, to audit functionality and on-chain programs across the DAO. They have a phenomenal understanding of Solana program security and have been working with our engineers to make sure that our programs adhere to best practices and are solid from a design perspective. The program audit reports will also be available on the knowledge base for your review. And maybe just a quick note here on user tokens locked into the DAO. This is structured in such a way that they are deposited into individual escrow accounts. They are not pooled in a way that an attacker could drain the entire pool's funds. And this adds a pretty significant layer of security on design. So suffice to say, we have a high level confidence in the deployment of these programs at the at this time. But as always, we encourage you to follow best practices with your personal security for your own assets. So thank you all for joining us again for this first look at the DAO. And while our roadmap is still developing, our grand vision here for the Star Atlas DAO ecosystem will consist of a network of DAOs operating various on-chain programs that will have the ability to control treasuries, economic parameters, and influence the metaverse by interacting with the various programs that make up its underlying infrastructure. So with that, I want to take a moment here just to run through a quick demo that we do have recorded. And so what you're looking at is the new DAO landing page. This is at govern.staratlas.com. This is the informational section of the site. It includes a brief summary of various aspects of the DAO and link outs to the knowledge base. And from there, you'll use the launch the DAO link to access the app, connect your wallet where you'll see your balances of Atlas and Polus and Sol. You will need some Solana, some Sol to process transactions on the network. You're going to enter the lockers section of the site and select the Polus locker. And you'll need to scroll to the bottom and pick a lock period and amount of tokens that you would like to lock. One thing I want to point out, the data above is going to be dynamically updated, so you can play around with length and amount, and you'll see those changes reflected above. You're going to lock the tokens. This is the part that I think is very important to point out once again. This is a permanent lock. Once you select this, there is no early withdrawal once you commit to a lock duration. So it's going to pull up the option to approve or sign that transaction. You can kind of ignore the data here. This is all DevNet, as you can tell. And I'll just mention here also that locking functionality is going to go live today, although the reward accrual snapshots does not start until August 1st. So we've signed the transaction. You're going to see your updated token balance now in your personalized section, but you'll also see at the top of the page ecosystem-wide metrics of the circulating supply, the total locked supply, and then as rewards are distributed from the emission curve, you'll see those listed there as well. So I really hope you guys are all as excited about this official launch as we are across the Automata team. As I mentioned, if you're ready to start governing the Star Atlas ecosystem now, you can go to govern.staratlas.com. You'll have access to the documentation that we've made available, and you can plan your strategy to take control of the metaverse. Lockers are live today. Snapshots start August 1st. The one thing I would mention there is that it would probably be best to get locked by July 31st at the latest, because the snapshot time clearly depends on your personal time zone. And those first rewards are going to start being claimable on August 2nd. So with that, I look forward to co-governing this ecosystem with you all.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. A mic drop moment, if there ever was one, and a truly historic day, not only for Star Atlas, but really for all of Web3 gaming. I mean, I'm completely blown away. Can you believe it, Santi?
Oh, Ash, barely. And what is amazing is that all of us in the Discord, we're actually able to witness the birth of the Star Atlas DAO, which means somewhere in the Solana blockchain, there's a baby DAO running around.
Oh man. Now I bet there's gonna be a meme storm all about kidnapping a baby DAO. So before that happens, let's bring CEO Wagner back up here. Michael, any closing remarks?
Ash, I do. But before we do that, why don't we leave everybody with a sense of what's coming in just a little while? So if you think the community has a few extra minutes, Danny was generous enough to record some new footage from the showroom demo. Why don't we play that?
Oh my. Alpha on top of the alpha. On top of the alpha. Someone should check on Jose and make sure he's not hyperventilating.
It's looking so beautiful. I'm just going to stay quiet here and let everybody enjoy this. Yeah. I just want to let people take this all in. That ballad seems to be a community favorite, by the way.
It's awesome. It gives me the chills, Michael. Not gonna lie.
Man, I see it all the time, and it still gives me the chills.
We will be posting this video in high quality, so don't worry, guys.
Big thank you to Danny for pulling that together for us.
That was so absolutely incredibly cool. Like, I cannot wait to be in there myself running around. It's going to be so epic.
Oh yeah, I love it, and thank you, Michael. It was really a great way to end the first 4 to 6.
Yeah, well, actually, do we have one more minute?
Oh man, for you, Michael, always, man, always.
I love it. Okay, well, we actually had our graphic novel team pull together some images for us as well. They finalized the cover of Star Atlas Core. The graphic novel is the comic book format written lore content coming out soon as well. And I think we also have the first page from the graphic novel.
Awesome.
There it is. There's so much more to come. It's just such a super exciting time for us in development and hopefully out there for the community as well.
Yeah, this is freaking epic. Like, I can already tell I'm digging the style of the art. It's so cool. Thank you for this, Michael. This is really an awesome alpha drop to end the day.
Yeah, well, Ash, thank you, and Santi, thank you as well. You guys did a fantastic job hosting and keeping this rolling, keeping it on track. It was really a killer first 426 live event.
Our pleasure, Mike.
Absolutely. We're happy to be here.
Cool stuff. Yeah, and you know what? Let me take a minute. I just also want to thank today's presenters. So Miguel, Luciano, AJ, Chloe, you guys all did an amazing job. Again, thanks to everyone on the whole team working so hard behind the scenes, made this day possible. It's just really incredible to be involved with so many talented people, all dedicated to the same cause. You know, and I also want to thank everyone in the community for showing up. I know it can be hard to make time during a workday, early morning hours, late night in some cases, and the whole team here, we really appreciate it. So you had asked about some final thoughts. This was a big day. We started with a chance to pick up some custom Star Atlas hardware. Then we announced a redesign Marketplace, a new referral program, a revolutionary Star Atlas DAO, and the beginning of Polis locking. I would say a truly epic day. I think the whole team here should be very proud.
Absolutely. And let's just remind folks, Michael, that the new Galactic Marketplace will be officially opening for business at some point in the next 24 hours. And when that happens, we'll be alerting everyone via our social handles.
Yes, and that's a very key moment because at that moment, people will be able to release their ships, make buy and sell orders, and also officially register for StarPath.
Yes, let's go, explorers. Get your friends on the Star Path and help yourselves and your factions. That should be the next step for all of us, actually. So, speaking of which, Michael, what's next for you?
Well, there is no rest for the weary. We're just going right back to work, and we'll be doing this again soon and announcing even more products and more features.
Wait a minute. So, when you say soon, what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I guess I should just leave you with maybe a 4 to 6, but who knows? Maybe sooner.
I love it. Another 4 to 6 Live is on the horizon, folks. At the conclusion of this event, be sure to join Santi, Jose, and Star Atlas team members for a very special Q&A edition of the Atlas Brew in the Brew channel. And I believe Santi Claus will also be giving away a few more shirts there as well. If you're a member of the press, media, or an influencer, we'll be seeing you in the press room for a private chat with CEO Michael Wagner and Kudelski rep Scott Carlson. And, there you have it. For Santi, myself, and the whole team, enjoy the new releases. And until next time,
Power to the people.
Take it to the man.
Rave Club. A Rave Club. A Rave Club. A Rave Club.
Hey, so yeah, with that was 4 to 6. I've muted you, Jesse, while you have the audio going through your system. So yeah, when that's all fixed out, then we can start. Yeah, but we do have 2 special guests joining us from MMA. I'd like
hello,
to
hello.
Dark Swoop.
Is
yeah, it's still
Everybody's
there.
still partying.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a bit of a shame we didn't see anything about Scream, though. But I think the last snippet they showed us about the alpha gameplay of the showroom was once again really lit. I do like the attention of detail, the high quality, also partially due to the UE5 engine, of course, being shown off. It's always fun to see some more ship models, even though it's just a gray box model floating around in the showroom. That's an improvement over what we saw last time, so that's good. That's good. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out how Polis has reacted since the announcement.
I would advise you to not.
Yeah, it's actually gone down about 2.5%.
Yeah, it's doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, that information is delayed, right? I'm looking at FTX and I see.
Okay,
and I see
let's get that
red
loaded
candles.
up.
Yeah, actually on CoinGecko it shows it at 59.3%. It was as high as 61.3 at some point during the show.
Yeah.
So it's down a little bit.
We're at 0.56 on FTX. So
0.56.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually where I scoop it up. So it's dropping a little bit. So that just suggests that sentiment that perhaps folks didn't hear exactly what they were looking to hear. I guess we'll see as in tomorrow. But there usually is a bit of a delay. I noticed that with Copa as well, because immediately upon the news during Copa of the Polis DAO, I went and scooped some up, and it jumped almost 10% shortly thereafter. But then it came back down a little bit, and then it's back up where it is now. So.
Yeah, it's definitely trending upwards now after all this long dipping. Not financial advice.
Yeah, I think the market as a whole is doing that. So my immediate thoughts are I'm glad to see that the DAO is coming into play. I was actually hoping for more information about the development of Scream and where Scream's at. I thought that was actually going to be a part of today. So I was kind of surprised that unless I missed it somehow, did I miss an update to with regards to Scream?
There wasn't much talk about Scream today. It seems there was the referral program, which we couldn't really see for half of it just because of Discord problems. There was the marketplace, Polis, the iBuyPower partnership. Yeah.
Did it total 6? I think that was the number they were going for. Wasn't keeping track, but it seemed like there was a handful of things that were released here.
Yeah. Well, it must be. I wasn't really counting, but it was a interesting event. I was hoping for a bit more Scream, but
Same.
We'll have to check out that showroom video when it's released at full resolution, because it was really choppy when we was checking it out there. So it's hard to appreciate it.
And it sounds like Scream then is potentially still a long way off. If the last message from Wagner was in the indication, it sounded that at best we might hear something in another 4 to 6. So at that point, that puts it somewhere maybe at the end of Q3, maybe even into Q4. So that's probably the biggest surprise to me. I thought that this was mostly framed around an announcement of that being a lot closer, and maybe I misunderstood, but that was my take on what things were leading up to.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Tilquin.
I think they always said that Scream would be released somewhere around October. So them moving it forward would be like a major surprise.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I remember hearing, closer to the end of the year. So maybe after October, depending on where they're at and what's going on. But yeah,
Showroom version 0 is what I understood was going to be October. But I guess maybe the two will correlate somehow.
Perhaps.
So what's up with this? What's up with mobile? I was doing multiple things, but are we having a mobile version?
It does seem like it's with the Solana phone. That would be quite a nice synergy there. But yeah, it's going to be like a simplistic thing, and it would be cool if like you can use the Scream gameplay as some sort of like mobile friendly way to like interact with the Unreal Engine 5 game in future. So if you're like away, you could just do like trivial tasks through like the Scream app. I think that would be cool. But yeah, it's just going to be the same as the PC, but just ported.
Yeah, just imagine having an iPad or a tablet alongside you with your Phantom wallet on it, and then being able to play Scream with your friends while you're out and about traveling or something like that would be an ideal pastime.
So while we actually have a bunch of you here on, we've still got about 74 people watching this. I wanted to, first of all, there's a couple of folks on here that are joining us who weren't on when we started this. So I wanted to, first of all, introduce, and most of you that join our show regularly, you guys have seen Tilkin on before, and Brad, also known as Dark Swoop from MMA, friends of ours that joined us for this live stream. One of the things that I wanted to mention about Tilkin that I would like to have him on demonstrating for you guys at some point is after the last time that we had them on the show, we went offline and he gave us a pretty cool tour of Star Citizen. And I think that is something you guys would love to see live. And by the way, drop in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. What was cool about it is that I've watched YouTube videos, but it's pretty cool to see someone going through that's got some ships, that's been a part of the project and the community for a while there, to really kind of show us, because I think that's the best representation of, at this stage, what Star Atlas can become on chain. And so I think there's a lot of things that Star Atlas is going to be pulling from that has already been learned by the pioneers within the Star Citizen camp. So we definitely would like to have you do that for us here on the show, Tilkin.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be awesome.
Firing up the game as we speak. But you have to have to remember that Star Atlas has effectively recruited a lot of people who previously worked with Star Citizen, with Robert Space Industry. What is special about Star Citizen is that this game is not something that relies on general, how do you say it, like catalogs of ready-made game objects in any sort of gaming engine like Unity or Unreal. So they have this catalog with pre-modded objects to use. So these guys are building whole new game technologies from the ground up and really building something very different to what we know in traditional gaming right now. So I really hope that the guys who flocked over from Star Citizen towards Star Atlas have the chance and the opportunity to bring these very exciting new wild technologies, in my opinion, onto what would be Star Atlas, of course.
Right.
So we have a comment here saying EVE Online is the better analogy. There's never been a game with that level of government and economics. And Stellaris too, I agree. It's like a combination of multiple different things, but the gameplay, when I look at Star Citizen, that's what I'm hoping for the future of Star Atlas. Just that level of detail.
Indeed, the level of detail and the fidelity of the graphics and stuff like that. Then I think like Star Citizen is something that really excels in comparison to the other two. Effectively, I will not argue on whatever EVE has accomplished or Stellaris, because it's very easy to say that these games have a wide advantage over Star Citizen in the form of governance, economic models, and stuff like that. Since Citizen is still developing, of course.
I think that was the only thing that you could do at the time to bring an element of realism to the game. The graphics weren't there yet. I mean, that's what Star Citizen has been attempting to pioneer. So with EVE, you could tackle so many of the other aspects, such as the economy and other aspects of strategic gameplay. Because, I mean, there weren't graphic capabilities that were ready for showtime, in my opinion, at the time that development started for EVE. So I think that there's a bit that's going to come from a few angles. I do like that Star Atlas has approached it from the perspective of a Stellaris type top-down strategy game, while the AAA game quality Unreal Engine version is being built out. And like you said, they've already grabbed a bunch of people from the Star Citizen team. They obviously have a lot of things that they can reference and pull from, economically speaking, and also gameplay that comes from EVE. So they're fortunately in a position to be able to leverage some of the experiences and development of those that have gone before them.
Yeah, and looking like in the near distant future of space exploration gaming, to put it in one all-encompassing term, is that there's a really exciting time ahead for us, for people who love sci-fi and space games, because we have a multiple of different titles being released, which all bring something new to the table. Like, look at Bethesda Starfield, which is also something that looks very, very interesting, and I will try that game out, definitely, for sure. So there's a plethora of things that are coming our way, and it's a really exciting time for space games, or space gamers, to say so.
Very cool. So I'm curious from your perspective. I don't know if you've been digging into Stellaris lately. I know you've been, doing some stuff with Star Citizen. What are your thoughts? What are you looking for in Star Atlas that perhaps already exists gameplay wise? What are some of the considerations that you would want the dev team at Star Atlas to say, hey, pay attention to these things, because these are going to be important things that you can learn from these other games?
Yeah, I know that my sound probably is like a bit on the low end. Perhaps this is a bit better. Don't know.
Yeah, can hear you.
I have to increase the gain of my mic, but it's a really funny one. So it's for the point of Stellaris. I believe like the mapping of the star routes. I think that would be like a very fun starting point to see, like, to initially like limit the ways we can do space exploration, because you want some conflict to happen, right? In the very first versions of the Scream gameplay, since we need to discover, explore planets, and we will need some guidance to know where we can go, right? And where we can set up base and stuff like that. So creating some sort of a funneled way in pathing through the star systems would allow for some conflict to happen, and allow people and guilds to navigate things much better, since they have points of reference. So that's one thing on the base layer. And secondly, yeah, of course, the whole building of your bases, your forward operating bases, your supply chains, protecting your supply chains, and locking stuff down to make sure your economy keeps on going. So you can build other components to build other ships to fortify your positions and stuff like that. That's something that's always very interesting, of course. And in general, this would just tie down to any sort of real-time strategy game, where I believe Star Atlas is going to start off their journey with.
Yeah, very nice. So I have the loaded up version of the DAO here. I haven't logged in or anything yet, but yeah, it's accessible now, and I think they said it would be coming on. You'll be able to stake today, but the rewards will begin on the 1st of August. So yeah, I might wait a bit if it's not going to matter right now. But
that, and you also want to think your strategy through, because you can extend your lock period, but you can't shorten it. So you really want to give some thought to what that looks like for you and your particular strategy. So
yeah, it looks like they have some interesting articles on here as well. It'd be worth digging into these when we have more time offline. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. I quite like their strategy of mixing it across 3, 4, and 5, because then you're not going to be getting it all in like 1 year, and just it'll be a bit, I don't know, it's like, if they're quite smart when they do these things, so just the way they reasoned it made sense.
I missed this piece right here with what KNAT's saying. Can you explain this, what they mean by this about be staked before? Like, what is the significance of being staked prior to that date when a snapshot is taken?
Yeah, I missed that too.
Yeah, if you have more information on that, KNAT, share it, because I'm not clear what you mean here either.
So apparently the video has been shared, so I'll get that loaded up.
Cool.
Yeah, I took it upon myself to just check out other streams that were going on, and I hopped onto on-chain gaming stream, and he made a point in his chat about how he wants to actually have on his channel as a guest someone on the Star Atlas team who is working on Real Engine 5, the actual game itself. So yeah, I think that's a great idea, but I don't know if there's going to be that time if they're all at work. So, but it would be great, and if there's anyone on the team that is in direct development of the game on Real Engine 5 that is able to free up some time, or is able to talk on anything, that would be awesome. We would love to have anyone like that on the guest.
Absolutely. So that the video that you're loading up, Fancy, that's the video that that Bunthius was that put into that Danny put into Discord. The one that was lagging a bit. Is that the one we're trying to play?
Yeah, it is. I've got to download it, so I might be in and out connection-wise. So like a few minutes away, I reckon.
Cool. So quick question again for you, Tilkin. So gameplay-wise, I mean, for those that don't know, what has been some of your focus in gameplay? I know, like for me, what I know is I know that you've got some of the equipment there that's going to allow you to do some piloting, and that you're already using some of that now. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of gameplay?
So I do hope that at some point in the distance in the future, where Star Atlas is becoming full operational, that we'll be able to have input from flight sticks. This will allow us to have a better connection with the spaceship you're flying, and will allow you to really feel that six-dimensional flight in space, because you're flying in a gravityless zone, and therefore that sixth dimension is going to impact you very highly on the way you'll fly. So it will not be that arcadey, like going forward and then instantly stopping your input will allow you to full stop your spaceship, because it will still float towards the point you were using your thrusters with. So I really hope we get to see something like that, because that ultimately makes the game so much more enjoyable, realistic as well, and much more fun.
So you're essentially saying, because you're operating in the absence of gravity, that the game needs to account for that, the way that thrusters work and the way that you're drifting and all that sort of thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it makes sense. So ultimately as well, I think you've also heard that there are some people who did some real spaceship design, like Chipto and stuff like that, who worked for NASA or other rocket engineering companies. So I do wish they bring their expertise to the game,
right,
and would allow for this mechanic to be inside Star Atlas. I have to make sure that I say the right Star game, because there are so many titles.
All the Star games.
Yeah, all the Star games. Why not? Why not?
All right, you got that video loaded up?
We're ready now, yeah.
Let's do it.
I was going to download it, but it's too big to do while streaming, so I put the clip ready.
So we're
Is there any? That's right. There was no audio with it. Oh, this is cool. Wow,
Yeah.
I like this part.
Yeah. So there you have the somewhat grey box model of the Busan Thrill of Life.
I like the opening with the second floor. We got a chance to see that.
So when they say in version 1, there's only going to be 2 ships, does that mean 2 ships that are functional, but you'll still be able to see like the shell? You'll be able to pull up the other ships, but you won't actually be able to go through them and in them. Is that going to be the difference? Because they're clearly working on the models for a lot of ships, as we can see in this video.
Yeah, I didn't see them or any of the avatars walking inside, even though that was mentioned as something you would be able to do in the showroom. Thought we would have seen it here, but I guess we didn't.
So maybe that's it. Maybe we'll be able to see the outside, the skins of the other ships, but perhaps there will be 2 ships that are ready to be able to see from the inside in showroom. Perhaps that's what the goal is. Be curious. I'd like to ask in Foundation, get clarification on that.
Yeah, and then I guess the last clip, that was a Pierce 11, I think, that was flying above as soon as you left the.
There was a Pierce 11 flying, and then on the landing pads there was a Tripit, of course, and then Zeus Opod.
Yeah.
And something else as well.
Yeah, this is very awesome. It does come with music, by the way, but it's a lot of that like singing choir stuff. It's cool, but quite hard to talk over.
If you have pause capability, whenever you see some interesting screenshots when they were showing some of the interfaces there, it'd be great to pause on that for a moment if we could actually see what was cooking up when they showed multiple ships and things like that.
Yeah, that's pretty agree. This is the first thing. Is this the first time we've seen the ballad?
Yeah.
I think so,
First
yeah.
time we see the grey box model, yes.
Yeah.
It's the first time we see grey boxes on different ship models. That's why I find it exciting to watch this. Even
Looks
though
like
the general
it's,
line of...
play.
Yeah, that's basically a grey box. It's just a sculpting of the model.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I guess
literally not. The grey box is the very first iteration of the ship. It's the line design. And then the played versions are the 3D molding of the ships.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in this video. It's extremely hard to see each one moves live. A lot of choppier.
I was just saying, on the second floor, as soon as the video starts, there's a bunch
Like pause here.
just,
There you go.
yeah, here we go.
What were you saying, Ray?
No, I was saying on the second floor, as the camera was panning backwards, there's a lot to dig through there as far as lore and sculptures and things that might have a lot of meaning. But yeah, this is where we're here.
So you've got the classes of ship that you can sort by, which is great. You've got all the manufacturers. Now, what's interesting there is you do have a button there for only compatible. So compatible with what? What is that? The option for selecting compatibility? Is it for modules?
I think it's for the landing strip they are standing on. That's one of the areas later.
That makes sense.
It says like Visa's OPOD is incompatible for the landing strip you're on.
Got it.
See if we can get to that.
And then, yeah, so you would set the ship, and then the ship appears. And then you can also have a button next to that which had ship details.
Makes sense.
Did they ever click on the ship details, or that's just something that's just kind of a placeholder now, and we weren't able to see that in this video?
I'll click on it if I see it. But this C-11 flying in the background is awesome.
Yeah, there's a small ship next to it. Not sure. Couldn't make out even zooming in on my... There's something flying next.
Somebody cue some Star Wars music. See, that's a Tufa. A Tufa was standing there. Can you go back a little bit? It's a Zeus or Pod standing next to a Tufa. See? That's a Tufa.
Okay, that's good.
Nice. So this is the triplet. Just a little bit more. It's the triplet, and then you have
so blurry
next to a Tufa. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. The Zeus is the OPOD.
The OPOD and Tufa. Looks cool, man.
Yeah, and it looked like the Busan Thrill of Life when you were inside, just a couple of frames back. It looked like the shields were on. There was like a coating of blue that just came and went. Yeah, even from here you can see it looking back inside. But when we were closer, it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, let me just get this loaded up again.
Yeah, there's a lot to take out from just these clips here in this video. A lot of things that weren't mentioned, but I'm sure the team knew that people were going to analyze this across the board and see what they can pull out.
Right, and with that.
It's usually the case with these types of videos. People want to see what they want to see, and then there's a lot that they overlook. But I'm sure with some studying, there's a lot to take away from here.
From that angle, when they look back at that, looks like the Thripid. That thing is a lot bigger than what you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. But it is very vertical.
Right.
It's very thin, like horizontally, I guess. I do like these floating islands, and it switches to first person. Awesome.
First person is a necessity.
Yeah, is that the first time we've seen like toggling? Which
I think so.
Yeah, that's one of our big features we always talk about.
So those three buttons that you had the three choices for, one's a teleportation. Is that just taking you to a different part of the showroom?
I think they do teleport as one of the options. Later
Ship pad, yeah, teleport, and then
incompatible landing pad.
Yeah.
The banner looks kind of weird when it's all curled up.
Okay, so this is the specs. So when you hit the specs, the show details, that's what pulls up, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Can you imagine many, like, hundreds of people walking around this trying to do this at the same time? It's crazy.
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, if there was more avatars just trying to get all on board, like, get in, we gotta go to war. Man your stations.
Apparently, Polis is still dropping.
Yeah, it's holding up a little bit now.
Yeah, good question.
It's quite funny though. You would expect it pumping a little bit due to the release of the.
Yeah, perhaps people are unsatisfied with all the details once now they've seen it.
Yeah, potentially.
I do really enjoy this cinematic. It looks like something you'd see on like a movie screen.
Yeah, it is.
Should we go back to a specific part? or because we can always dig into this more on this Sunday's episode.
Yeah, we can move on.
Perfect.
I don't know that we have anything else in particular. It was more just commentary on what took place during the event. And yeah, also, I'm just curious I've been watching comments just to see if I can get a little bit of sentiment from those of you that have been watching.
Do you guys want to
Star Citizen up on the background if you want to switch it?
I was just gonna say we can maybe run some Star Citizen for a couple minutes and then
let's do that, because I mean I wanted to do it on the show, but we've already got a good bunch of people that are still on here with us, and I really liked the tour you gave us, and you just kind of walked us through some stuff here. So feel free to do that, Tilken. Jump in and tell us what you're doing.
I just left my habitat on the planet Microtech in the city New Babbage, and I'm taking the metro loop towards the spaceport, which you see in front of me. And it might be buggy because we're streaming a lot of things at the same time, right? So
it's looking good.
Yeah, this is really nice. Only the old thing you need to remember is that during this whole game there are 0 loading screens. So everything you'll see is just fully synced from one thing to another. So the only loading screen you have is when you literally enter the world. So servers are 50 people wide. They're having a test right now because in perhaps next week or the week afterwards we'll be having an update with whole new tech being implemented, and they're doing a stress test right now with 100 people on the test servers, which has granted us some very cool videos, screenshots of 100 people flying or entering atmospheres and then doing 100 people strong battles in space and stuff like that. So that's really cool. So yeah, basically I have to take the elevator now to the upper levels of the space station. This game often has the gimmick going that it's also elevator simulator, where you need to take a lot of elevators and wait for them.
So, all right. As realistic as possible.
Yes. So everything as well is based off signing. So everything you see or to find your way is based off the signing. So you see your security checkpoint. If you want.
So there's no initial map that you have or a general map that you pull down. Yeah.
No, that's not available. Also, there's nothing available of waypoint indicators or stuff like that. You just have to find out everything yourself.
This is what I would expect even Star Atlas to become, where it's just it's needing to be up to the work of the individual players to set out what the map looks like, and then to find your way around. But what do we have here? This is where you see your ships.
Yes, so this is a temporary thing as well. This will be removed when the game goes fully live, the fleet manager. This is just to quickly access your ships and see what you have available and stuff like that. So I have a few stuff, some duplicates of different kinds of things. Small ships, large ships, couriers, fighters, freighters, all different kinds of stuff. Potentially, let's see, that's what's sitting in here. Now we can spawn. Is there something available here? Lorville, Stanton, Orison, Grimhex, Hurston, Lorville. Is there nothing on Microtech? Didn't I have anything on this planet? That's strange. Let's see. Final claim.
I guess it would be worth taking some time and maybe picking your brain too on the economics and the market of Star Citizen, and maybe some compare and contrasts to what you'd like to see in Star Atlas. Like, are there any things that frustrate you playing Star Citizen?
Oh, Star Citizen.
That you wouldn't want to see happen or take place in a Star Atlas.
Yeah, but mostly those things are smaller bugs.
Okay.
Like this, for instance. Like if I were to step out, I'd just fall through the map and die.
I see.
So that's the elevator not spawning in, so that's the only thing.
Oh.
That's the funny part of it. Sometimes it happens. There are some planets where that happens as well. So yeah.
Anything when it comes to resources?
Let me think. Is there anything with resources?
Pet peeves.
Things that I want. Rarities in different sort of materials, but that's, I think, more common kind of stuff. What else do we get? Yeah, weapons.
Weapons.
Like there's some sort of weapons. Like a railgun is a very rare gun to get. So finding a railgun is something that should excite you because they are very powerful.
Yeah, I think it goes a long way to be on a journey to complete and to acquire a particular weapon ship or resource that you'll need to further along your game.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. So basically, there's some different kinds of game loops you can do with Star Atlas at this point of time, and that's PvP. You can do trading, commodity trading. It's like if you have enough of crypto trading, you can just hop in Star Citizen and do the same, but when in-game stuff.
So question about this particular ship. So this is clearly a fighter because you just literally had to climb up a ladder into the cockpit rather than enter through a cargo bay or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this ship?
This is a small fighter ship, but you can use this. This is basically one of the ships you can buy as a starter package. And if you ever are interested in trying out Star Citizen, I would recommend buying this ship because this ship also has a very small cargo bay, so you can literally do multiple gaming loops with one ship. So that's something. I have forgotten to run a certain program which allows me to have some key inputs going, remapped to my joysticks.
So you're about to leave the hangar here, and
Yeah.
so is this the experience of essentially rising up out of the atmosphere, going out into space?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me just see. Where are the key bindings again? It's been a while since I played.
You did mention last we talked when you were showing us that you acquired joysticks, so you're playing not with a keyboard or controller?
No, exactly. I'm playing with keyboard and mouse for the on-foot thing, and then joysticks for flight. So
nice.
But it's been a while. I need to up the speed limiter a little bit down. Are the engines on? They are on.
You sure you're licensed to fly this thing?
Beginning to doubt right now. It's been
See some
weeks
ID.
since I played.
Is your Uncle
it's been
Chip?
weeks since I played, so.
Are you the same Silquin from last week? What did you do with him?
Yeah, I do believe so. So this is another player just hanging outside here. See?
So if people decide they want to check it out, right? When I watch you play this, it's unbelievably complex. Would you say it's better to go in fresh or like do some research on YouTube and all that first?
You'll have to do some research on YouTube because like opening up the hangars and stuff like that, that's not as easy as it seems. Like it's not a genuine way of how you would come across like opening up hangars and stuff like that. So you have to most likely have to watch something on YouTube before you find your ways around stuff like that. So now we're just descending into atmosphere and deep space.
I guess there's something to say on that topic too. Is with Star Atlas on the education front, there. I guess if that's not something you get when you start playing Star Citizen, a little tutorial that really keeps you grounded. I haven't played, to correct me if I'm wrong, Tilquin, if there is something like that for Star Citizen, but if Star Atlas is going to be anything better than, I guess, a Star Citizen, then it's going to help players along in a way that doesn't like spoon feed them, but there's something there, a course or a tutorial of some sort, to help people get a footing on what to do so they can get into enjoying the game, and with all things that you're gonna have to learn after just simple controls or where things are.
Yeah, but I also believe that comes down to the community, right? Like, there's always people who will find ways on getting some basic material out there, and being part of a community would literally help you out big time on achieving those basic common knowledge.
For sure.
What you see in front of me is a space station, so this is literally a flying city in orbit. So imagine we build our forward operating bases and it looks something like this. I could just fly into, ask permission to land there, do so, and I should have my landing gear, allow me to fly a little bit better. So, and like, if I drop down on all, I'm just releasing everything, so you see that my spaceship still keeps on moving in the direction I asked him to go, because this is space, right?
Nice.
So you see my my speed. You see my speed here, like it's dropping big time. This velocity meters, like this is the actual speed, the chevron that's going down. This is speed limiter, the block here. So if I want to put it on cruise control, it automatically jumps to this one here, and then you have an altitude meter, of course. So, and this one is G-forces, in which direction they come. So if you pull on too many G-forces in quick turns and whatever, you will pass out in this game. You pass out in space. And this is this little circle here helps you identify in what direction your ship is still moving, because like I said, it's 6-dimensional. You need to be aware of where the ship is going at all times.
That's very interesting.
So
And,
what is the? I mean, I've never personally flown in space, so I don't know like how gravity works in space. So, what is the gravitational pull that you're working against in space, or is that come into play when you are within an atmosphere that does have gravity, but it doesn't do that out here beyond an atmosphere?
Like, you see the double chevrons flying on the middle of the screen?
Yeah.
So that's the direction my spaceship is going towards. And you see that I'm pulling way too much G-force now, so I'm beginning to pass out. If I would to increase it, it gets worse, right?
Is that actually a thing in space? Because I always assume that that's something that happens within the atmosphere, but not out. If you don't have gravitational pull, yeah, that's
I
what's such a strange
myself
one.
have never flown in space too. I'll just have to wait until this clears out a bit.
So you're just waiting for blood oxygen levels to come back here.
Yeah.
So what happens when you pass out? Are you not able to do anything for a given amount of time, and then you're susceptible to being destroyed, or
you can
onboarded?
pass out and then become conscious again. That's a thing. But you can also pass out and really die, and then you respawn, and your ship is still flying in space.
Okay.
So it will still be available to fly back towards and board again if you want to. Where's the damn space station again? Let's see if we can find it. I haven't mapped it. Maybe I should do that. What we could do, let's quickly fly to my home base and get some more ships on the screen, right? That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Oh.
Shout out to all the viewers. Thanks for sticking with us. Yep, Jess, you were going to say something.
I was just going to say that, like, what do you notice when traveling great distances? Like, for example, you're in a fighter, so it's obviously not meant to be a ship that travels far across the galaxy. But do resources come into play here? And if so, which? Is it fuel? Are there others?
There's two different types of fuel, and you'll see them on the screen here. So it's hydrofuel and quantum fuel. So hydrofuel is just for regular space flight, and quantum fuel is to do the quantum traveling we are doing right now.
Okay.
So you have to keep track of these fuel levels as well, of course, because if you go lower or you empty out, you just basically lose control of your vehicle. And if you drop out of quantum fuel, you just can't jump the star system anymore. And this is the whole star system. like all the different planets, main planets inside the star system. There's some asteroid fields you can visit as well, which have space bases. And then basically, if you click on a system, you'll see that it has different moons as well. Every planet is unique in this game. They host different densities of atmosphere, different vegetations, host different materials as well, and have also space stations or bases which you can land on. You see them, Nordgard, Anderson. So these are all places you can literally visit. Orbiting a planet is also something that takes time, if you really want to do that manually, of course. So we were flying towards Hurston, and we still have to travel 33 million kilometers in space. Luckily, the quantum traveling will assist us a bit in jumping those distances.
So in a situation where you're completely out of fuel, what takes place then? And we know obviously in the way that they're setting the stage for Star Atlas, it's when you'd be looking for an R8 to come in and for refuel. But what happens here if you run out of fuel?
So there are ships. It's the Starfarer Gemini, if I'm correct, and it helps, or it holds fuel. And if you're lucky enough and you have a friend with one of those which has loaded up on fuel, they can come towards your location and refuel you mid-air.
Cool.
So that's something they added as well, like not so long ago. So that's a cool new gimmick, to say so.
So with this quantum drive, which you have engaged now, how far are you traveling in this period of time?
It was something about like 34 million kilometers, maybe a little bit over, that we're doing from one side of the space, from the whole system to another.
Okay.
So that's quite some distance. I think it's one of the most lengthiest because Microtech is literally on the outer rim, and we're flying towards almost nearly the center. So if I wanted to go a very long distance, I would fly to ArcCorp, or even Crusader is also something.
And is this map we're looking at right now, is that this system, looks like a solar system, is this the known or reachable area? Is this what's available within Star Citizen right now?
For now it is. This is just one star system that's available to play right now. There will be 100s of star systems to be added to this game, where there is game mechanics where you have exploration ships which can discover wormholes which you can use to fast travel to other star systems, and they can map those and then sell you the plans or the schematics, or how would you say that, the routes to use those wormholes as well. Because if you don't know how these wormholes work or what the pathing is, and you don't have the plans or the routes to use them, you simply can't enter them. So there's little unique game loops to every ship type and subculture of ships, which is I find very interesting.
Yeah.
But this game also supports VR or head tracking, which is also something that I would be interested in picking up.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So there's a thing which is called Track IR, and it's like a clip you mount to your cans, and it's some sort of like mini display you attach to your desktop, your monitor, and it just follows wherever you are looking. So if I were to look to that side, it would just like automatically follow. So that's really wild.
That is nice. That adds a definite element of realism to it.
Yeah.
So speaking of things like that, so VR, obviously we're not talking about an Oculus. It would have to be a VR rig that actually is PC related. It's probably something like the HTC Vive, something like that. What kind of specs, like just baseline for a person to be able to have an enjoyable experience without lag? Like what's the baseline specs for someone to jump into Star Citizen?
I'm not really aware of the baseline specs, since my PC is quite high end, so I just boot up any game. That's the convenience to them, I guess. But it's quite hefty game. Like I'm running with 3080 Ti from EVGA, an FTW3, so it's one of the best graphic cards you can get right now, and I'm still managing to get just underneath 60 FPS. So you can see it like in the top right corner of my screen, but it's very little probably for you guys to actually read it.
Yeah.
What's this? Quantum interdiction alert. Yes. Somebody just decided to attack.
I'd say in blockchain terms, be prepared to spend about 1 ETH.
Right. Someone just decided to attack USEC token.
Did you see that? There was some ship that got destroyed, I think.
What?
Yeah, and it was blocking my route, so it said like I have to abort now.
Right. That was cool. That the attention to details of what would actually happen if you were in spaceflight is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And if you didn't stop, like, does it stop automatically because that's what the ship
is
programmed to do?
Yeah, indeed. So it stops you automatically. But I had it with some friends who played this game for far longer than I do, and we were flying a ship with a whole load of cargo in it. It was like 700,000 in-game currency dollars of cargo, and somebody pulled us out of quantum travel before we could actually land on the planet and decided to attack us. Luckily that guy's ship was equipped with the best material, so we could easily jump back into quantum again because we were left defenseless against that ship. So, but that's something that can happen.
Yeah, and what about multiple obstructions? So let's say you turned in like, what are the odds of you doing it back to back? You started up quantum travel and then you have to stop again.
That would be very rare, I guess, because it's very rare that it occurs that you get pulled out of your quantum.
Okay. All I could think of is an asteroid belt where you wouldn't want to do that in the first place.
Yeah, but that's where the mapping, of course, comes into place. So you know. Is this Lorville? This is Lorville. So yeah, let's go to Lorville. That's the city. It's there.
That's interesting. Even the technology to do that, I wouldn't have thought that in gameplay, if you are, you've engaged your quantum drive or you're going at that speed, that someone would be able to, 1, track you, and 2, pull you out of being engaged in that speed. That seems almost like stopping a bullet.
It's also known to take place in Star Wars, so you often see it in the videos when something is about to jump out of light speed, that they mention something is coming. It's jumping out of light speed, so I think it's in tune with that sort of sci-fi element.
Right.
So now we're about to arrive at Lorville, which is one of the other major cities. You can already see the red lights flashing, which indicate that there's the spaceport. So now we just need to fly towards it and open up our landing gear again.
Oh, that was nice.
Let's see. We're not flying upside down. Okay, it's this way, it's this way. Like, this tower has a very distinct shaping. And you know that, like, the blue lights on the left-hand side, I need to slow down my speed because, like, once you get into atmosphere, you need to make sure that your speed is tied to the blue side of the lane. Otherwise, you fly too fast and your movement gets greatly impaired.
Will you ever get a ticket for speeding when you're in orbit?
Yeah, is there the law?
Is there something
if I fly over the wrong sides of the city, they will shoot down my plane and detain me.
That's awesome.
But not because of speed, just because it's a restricted area.
Yes.
Because
airspace. Yeah.
So now we need to ask permission to land again.
And is there any shooting that can take place within orbit, or is it automatically guns up and you can only fly around?
Yeah, you can. Don't know if you can reach it. Here it says that you're in an armistice zone, so there's no shooting allowed. So I need to land there.
So even if you wanted to wreak havoc, where would you have to do it? Would you even have
In
any
deep
damage?
space.
Well, what I mean is on a particular planet. Like if we're gonna bomb a planet because we have like enemy resources and mines there outside of, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can just fly up to any location if you have a bomber or a fighter or stuff like that. Like if, let's say this is a distant planet, and I have some business to conduct here, and you would be flying by and you see somebody sitting there with a spaceship, and you know this is, for instance, a station where a lot of trading material has been bought or is being bought. You can just ambush that guy and shoot him down. Like that's something that I often occur when I do my trading runs.
Nice. GTA in space. I like it.
Yes, something like that. No. Gotta make sure this is a small one. That's gonna be a little bit easier to land.
Have you had much like experience with the co-op side of it?
Yeah, we did some co-op games together, but in a few weeks when the new patch goes live, that will be really some. Oh look, that's also new. The guys running around on the
Nice.
on the deck.
Yeah. Cute
So
humans.
there's a whole new mission to be released, and that's basically an assault on one of the major cities from an a pirate gang, and you have to clear it out. But the whole space is a PvP zone, so even if like you were sniping somewhere and shooting down targets, you can, I could just run up and come and kill you if I want to.
Nice.
So this is what I said about the little cargo zone. Like you have a bed here that allows you to log out in space and save your game, to say so. And this is like the little cargo zone. So that's always nice to have, because it allows you to do different kinds of stuff in the game.
Now, when you're saving in space and you're logged out, are you still drifting, or you appear exactly where you logged out next time you get in?
That system isn't like fully operational yet, so I would strongly advise not to log out in space, especially not log out when you landed on a planet. I've seen some weird stuff happening then.
Wow.
Like
can you take prisoners?
Yes, you can if you want to.
So some ships have brigs?
Yes, some ships
Cool.
have prison cells in them. Like these
Are
these are the bad boys. So.
The bad. It's the cops. But
Yeah,
I was
something
gonna.
like
Yeah. I was gonna ask. Are prisons that are they modules? Are you able to make one? And if your ship's compatible, you can, or are they just designated to a specific type of ship?
They're designated to a specific type of ship, and then of course you have the big prison on one of the planets as well.
That would be pretty interesting. It's like you wanted to retrofit your ship to be a capture prisoner of war ship. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm actually quite surprised. There are some ships in here that I didn't even know I had. Like this is one of my main trading ships, the C2 Hercules Starlifter. I have a few of these to optimize my trading runs. The basic idea is, yeah, see, this one was destroyed on a trading run. The basic idea is you call in one ship, you go to a place where you load up with materials, you fly back here, you store this ship, you claim another ship, you fly it to another space to buy other stuff, and then fly back here again. And basically when you have 3 or 4 or 5 ships loaded up with materials, you then just do the run to the trading floors and then sell everything, because it takes you some time to run to the trading floors. It's like 15 minutes or something like that, back and forth. So optimizing times is something that helps.
Right.
I basically have 8 apparently. Like you find something new every day. But one of the more famous ships is where is it? Where is that 890 jump? That's gone again. That's strange.
So this is your entire fleet of ships?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is.
Cool.
I can.
What was that big boy that you showed us last time? You had some.
That's the 890 jump, and I had a Carrack as well, but Anvil Carrack Expedition was. It's 45 minutes. I'll just file a claim. So yeah, that doesn't work. See, then some things that often are like frustrating. You try to claim a ship and then it doesn't work. We'll just go with some other ship. That's fun as well. Perhaps. Do these work? Destroy it? Let's see if they work. Nope. Some of the others will work. Nope. Basically, it's a game bug that duplicates your ships in this stuff, and some of them are real and some of them are not, and you have to guess which one is which.
That's funny.
Yeah, the game has only been in development for like what, 11 years now.
Go out to your garage. Hey, there's another car in my garage.
Yeah, and then it's not a real one, yeah. This one worked, but it's still 11 minutes out. Okay, so ships come in all different sizes. The one that I flew was a very small one. So here you have some other ships that are some different sizes. Like this is somewhat of a race ship, which has guns, because when you race in Star Citizen you can shoot each other as well. Very much fun. And this one is 325, I believe. Is it? As the X, the 85X limited. It looks like a 325A. This one is also one of the ships from the starter pack. So basically, this size is comparable to the one that I flew. I would not advise buying this one as a starter ship. And this one is a mining ship. It's a prospector. It's a one-man ship. Which, yeah, you have this big tractor beam, mining beam on the front, which you use to crack asteroids. So has big visibility as well, as you can see. But then you go to the really big ships, and then you get into the range of the Hammerhead or the Phoenix constellation. So the Phoenix constellation is here. This is more like an executive ship. Something you use for it has some guns as well, but this is the more exclusive one, like the cruise ship, personal flight kind of stuff. I believe you could just like click on this and go up. So this is basically a version of the showroom, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So this is the pilot and its two co-pilot seats if you want to. This is a gunnery seat. If somebody wants to man the guns. And then some bunks for your friends to hang out with you in space if you want to. And then you have some other bunks and stuff like that. See, this is more like luxury business meeting. Has a bar. even has a fish tank.
Fish tank.
With a sunken ship in. Yeah, and it also had some emergency. Like this is another spaceship that's tied to the bottom of the ship. So you can just like man that one as well and get out if you need to. Some sort of an escape pod, to say so. But this is a bigger ship. Very nice. Going out again. Alright. And then when you are a really naughty boy in space, you get crime stats, and if you get to a crime stat of 5, you actually get the military to hunt you down, and they come with this kind of ship. It's a Hammerhead. It's heavily armored. These turrets, it has 5 of them. No, 6. It's one on the bottom and one on the top as well. These are the guns you don't want to fight against. Unless you have a very skilled pilot who knows how to dodge shots, and some awful gunners sitting in these things when it's manned by players, I have to say. Because AI, you still manage to kill this, but it's it's often not that easy. It's a very, very big ship, as you can see. Goes all the way to the back here.
Are there is there a certain amount of these that get deployed at like you said, and then when you destroy one, does just one more come because there's only a set total that come depending on your ranking of being a criminal?
Yeah, these guys don't come alone, so you often get one of this accompanied by a few more ships like these. So there's like 5 or 6 in total you have to fight at once, so that can be a bit challenging. Because these are also high level AI in the smaller ships, so they often shoot very well.
So thanks for coming today, Tilquin, and Dark Swoopy just had to head off there. Might be getting to the end of our show now. It's getting quite late.
Yeah, it was great.
It is. But yeah, this gives you a general idea of what Star Atlas could become in the distant future.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think that's going to be interesting to see the first inside of a ship that we see in Star Atlas. I'm curious to see how much of the influence from the developers that have come from Star Citizen, how much of that plays a role in what we see in ship design for Star Atlas.
Yeah, there are some ships that have a very how you say it, like they look very similar to ships that we have already in Star Atlas. So there are a few hints out there.
I think it was a very eventful day. You know, it was great to have all that new information drop from the Star Atlas team, and you know, again, thanks to MMA for joining up and for giving us this tour with the Star Atlas. I mean, well, Star Atlas
Citizen.
eventually, and then Star Citizen for now. Yeah, I think the closer game that we should maybe showcase here maybe next time is Stellaris, because it's going to be something that's more up our alley as far as what we're going to be able to play.
Yeah.
But it's always great to see what the future holds for Star Atlas. And
you'll see some layout that looks like that there.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's any other comments before we close up, any concerns?
Yeah, those who are joining us for the first time, be sure to like and subscribe. We are here every Sunday talking about all things throughout the metaverse with obviously a lot of focus on Star Atlas. We do talk about other games as well. So if it's your first time around, be sure to like and subscribe and join us live each Sunday.
Yeah, and we have some interesting guests for this Sunday. Dark, so there's Cosmo and Signal who are going to be joining us. So that'll be interesting.
Cool. We look forward to it. All right, and then without any further ado, thank you again to all of our viewers, our subscribers, everyone out there in the metaverse. If you're a nomad and looking for a home, you can join us at GoRoam.io. Until this Sunday and every other Sunday after that, see you.
Peace out.
Atlas Miner, you were born to push the block in search of ore. Now it's time that you are gone, so farewell, Atlas Miner. And farewell, Mud and Oni too. Who's the sector same to you? The pirate bastards ran him through, so farewell, Atlas Miner. They promised you a diamond mine, but I'll be damned, it's hard to find. I hope there's justice for their crimes, and farewell, Atlas Miner. And farewell, friend, don't take it hard. Getting killed ain't all that bad. They'll treat you well in the repair yard, so farewell, Atlas